работаем. я заряжаю! It's a fucking ambush! Shit, I'm hit!
I see the enemy.
Where the fuck are you? I can't have any rounds left now! Shit, it's a trap! Hey, Daniel! Just let it pass and you won't die! Drop your weapons and give up! Do it now! Hey, Daniel!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I am Cracked, again joined today by my wonderful helper, Mr. Blue. How are we doing today, Blue?
Doing fantastic, Mr. Cracked. How we doing?
Not doing too bad at all. And thank you again, guys, for joining us for our first official Hunt Premier League Euro League Summer 2024. Sponsored and partnered up with Battlestate Games and our wonderful helpers and friends in the giveaway that has been going on in Gigabyte Aorus. And before we get talking about what the wonderful gadgets and gizmos that they've got on offer within this sponsorship, we'd like to show you a little something they've brought to the table when it comes to graphics. Take a look at this. That's it. So if you want to power up your performance or you want to see your graphics glisten, then get yourself onto the Gigabyte Aorus store and check out their amazing products. Or even better than that, !Gigabyte will get you onto a link that gives you an 8% discount on this amazing new monitor that they have dropped just recently, which totes a 27-inch 360 hertz display. It's 4K, it's OLED, it's everything you could possibly want. It is an unbelievable monitor, and you can get an exclusive discount here only at the Hunt Premier channel on Twitch. So hit !Gigabyte in the chat, click on the link, and go get yourself that discount. Or alternatively, if you'd like to be in the chance to win it, Blue, what do we got to do?
Well, there's lots of tickets to be grabbed, friends. If you type !giveaway in chat, you're going to have a chance to win that monitor, an Unheard edition, a standard edition, and 2 arena copies. And you can collect tickets daily. You know if you've been here, but if you don't know, now you know, because there's tickets to be had, because you know now, so claim them.
That's it, chat. So don't forget it. Blue's top tip. Tickets to be clad. All right. Get them in the
Tickets to be
pockets.
clad.
Don't forget the dockets and get them filled up. That's it. Lots of tickets to be had. So if you want your chance to win it, !Giveaway to be in it, or !Gigabyte to check out those amazing products on store. And a massive thank you to Gigabyte Aorus for partnering here for the first official league. Now, I'm not going to talk too much today. I'm actually going to hand it over to the expertise and wisdom of Blue when it comes down to our matchups today, because there's a lot to look at and there's a very particular tide to be told. So, Blue, take it away. Talk to me about today's lineup, sir.
So for today's matchup, we're going to be having the friendly guys facing off against XPA. And this is going to be a mountain to climb, I think, for TFG, because XPA so far, for the folks that are just tuning in and don't know, XPA currently has 2 wins in the standings and 2 draws, no losses so far. So when we say draw, it means that the show match was 2 maps and they won 1 and lost 1 against their opponents. So currently XPA is only drawn or won their matches. On the flip side of that, we're going to have the friendly guys. And while they are definitely improving week to week and getting better, they are unfortunately right now sitting at 0 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. Now, XPA, beyond just, the records and what's actually established in the league and the standings, XPA is just a monstrous team. I mean, Buckeasy, Codex, Cacao, Ace, Stranger Ping have all been playing phenomenally well. Um, very patient team, and at the same time very explosive. Willing to wait for a mistake, and they will fully exploit it. With for example, Buckeasy waiting in silent, laying on his belly, just waiting on bowl, waiting for a few opponents to attack. Um, I think this is going to be a big mountain for the TFG team to climb, crack, because despite Zane, Parents, Hawkrooks, Call Me Joe, and that friendly guy having the ability to really pop off, I think XPA is just looking so dang strong right now, cracked. Uh, you know, I I don't want to say TFG doesn't have a chance, but I think XP are the heavy favorites today. What do you think, correct?
I think it's going to be interesting to see. We are going to see how the XPA lineup adjusts to Cacao coming back for the first time. Those of you in chat that were here
Oh,
to support XPA's Cacao, who we have not seen in the league just far because being busy, being otherwise disposed, shall we say. Welcoming him back today for the first time. So it's going to be interesting to see how that chemistry makes a difference to the play. Is Cacao back to full form? I mean, that's a question that's got to be asked: is are we going to see the Cacao that we're used to, steamrolling round corners with an SP6 Val in hand, taking 2 or 3 at a time comfortably, as he's very well known to do? Or are we going to see the XPA team pop him on the back for today and just kind of, ease him into it and take an easy ride? I mean, we did discuss this match is going to be very heavily favored in XPA's side. We are expecting XPA 100% to be on the coin side of the coin toss where it's theirs to lose. But we have seen teams throw away more foregone conclusions, shall we see, in further skill tied matchups that we didn't expect. Those friendly guys taking one of those unbelievable rounds in a 9-2 storm previously in the league. So I'm not saying it's
yeah.
without reach. I'm not saying it's requiring of a miracle, but it definitely does need a fair bit of effort. And like you say, the mountain is a big one to climb. And I think mountains being climbed is going to be the tale of the day, right, Blue?
I think so. I think so. But before we get to our second matchup, crack, because I think I know where you're going. We have TFG is going to be picking Skybridge for the first map, but XBA is actually choosing to attack, cracked. We saw last week TFG finally broke the curse, and now we're actually seeing teams attack. I'm curious as to XPA's reasoning. Maybe they just want to be prepared in case it's not their map pick and they have to start on attack. And to me, this seems like some kind of uh, directed practice. Let's say they want to simulate this environment. I think they're going out on a limb and really want to test the waters as choosing attack. It's very
I
interesting, actually.
I've been cooking. All right, Blue. You know
Ooh.
me. I'm never one to take a day off from the lab in my spare time. There's got to be a little bit of cookery in the background. So, a little shout out to Disco Sloth, who has been lending me his
Ooh.
time in a little bit of a stack in our spare arena time to test out this attacking first strategy. And I will be honest with you, we as a team don't like defending anymore. In fact, we don't look like a team defending, but we can take
Hmm.
7 rounds in a row on attack because it is something that just suits the wheelhouse. And I'm starting to believe more the more we play about it with it, the more we see aggressive teams in the highly competitive matches play with the different play style of it. This attacking first scenario has
Hmm.
strengths. It 100% has the mental side to it where you can bring that power and aggression to play, where you can put somebody on the back foot just by being on point with the bomb down, with numbers, whilst they're holding this line of scrimmage. I mean, we've all seen it before, Blue. You set up on your deep angles from the defending side, you wait for those grenades, you give the space, and then all of a sudden the storm's in your face. Like you've took so
Yeah.
much time to be safe about it, the problem's already here on your front door, and you haven't got time to set up anymore. So
And,
it's
and
there.
Skybridge is notorious for that too, correct? I was going to ask you, since we're going to Skybridge, how do you feel that this attacking strategy is going to work? Because I think this is the perfect map to simulate this on because if you use the nades properly and the flashbangs properly, you really have so much space. And if TFG doesn't contest VIP, I think XP is just going to slam onto A, throw aggressive nades to stop the counter nade, and then just get the bomb down and win the round. Like back, bam, like 30 seconds, bombs planted. But
And I
I
mean,
asked you a question, sorry, Crack. What do you think?
I think you're right. That's the authority. You're absolutely right, Blue. I think this is definitely. I don't think XPA is trying to BM those friendly guys in any sense of more to the fact that they are really trying to play for the points on the table. They're taking this seriously, where they want to not give those friendly guys a chance to even speculate of this scenario where they drop a game. You know, this potential draw or a loss in the making of an upset. You know, I think XPA is planning to come out from the attacking side to go 6-0 so that they
Ooh.
can then, you know, shuffle into that second half 8-0 potentially. I wouldn't be surprised if we switched sides with 1 round to go, honestly. If XPA have, like, I mean, you don't choose attacking side without coming with a strategy that you intend
Right.
to 8-0 on. Okay, so to me that says I expect we see a 6-2 worst case scenario, probably an 8-0 attacking side from XPA, and then
Hmm.
it's how much ground can those friendly guys make back with how much prep they've got into their attacking plays.
Right. Right. No, it makes perfect sense. And just to piggyback off that, I think we saw in, I believe it was Team LedX versus XPA last week on Skybridge, where as much as Tokyo's nades were oppressive coming from the Team LedX, XPA did an unbelievable job with countering the defensive positioning of LedX. I mean, there were multiple rounds. I believe it was Walker at some point saying, if they die to that nade one more time from Bakizi, like, the nades were just so damn good. Whether they played fast or slow, they were actually using the nades not just to create space, but to predict where the initial defensive hold is and kind of cut it off. So not only were they killing players consistently with grenades, but they were also cutting off the counter grenade from the defensive side, so they were able to plant. So it was like, you know, the nades I think are going to be the tail of the day. I think you're going to see a lot of Bakizi nades blowing people up all over, and really just great coordination. That's kind of what I'm expecting from XPA is very swift ground taken, lots of flashes, lots of nades.
I mean, I really had sort of reality slammed home, and I will a little shout out to those friendly guys, Hawkcrux and Zine. I got it given a first-hand pronunciation of it, chat. All right, so if we've got it wrong now, there is no hope. Okay, I had it spoken into my ear by the man himself in some games in pub midway through this week. But no, they lent us some time, and it really does show the difference between the games we play on a level versus what they play as their standard unranked games or their ranked games, because the pace changes phenomenally. Speaking of those friendly guys lineup, the point I'm trying to make is that we are going to see them be playing with their sub again today. Pure Kratos is going to be in that lineup, but we did see, and something I was quite pleased about, he didn't look out of place. I definitely wasn't picking Pure Kratos and going, well, those friendly guys might have been able to do something if the sub didn't come. You know, I didn't have anything to say against that. I think Pure
Right.
Kratos did his job. I think, again, they were in a tough matchup as they are going to be today.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, they're very aware of that. So I think Pure Kratos, you know, somebody gave him lemons and he managed to make as much lemonade as was fit for the school ground. So fair play to the man, and I tip my hat to him, and I'll look forward to watching him play again today. It's good to me to see as well that these teams have some flexibility in the lineup. It's great to see Cacao coming back today. You know, and a little bit of should we say, applause as the substitute goes off the pitch for Big D for the efforts that he's put in for the rounds. Let's not forget
That's
that.
right.
Those of you that are XPA fans, Big D stepping up in a few rounds in previous matches, and he's played his part as well. So, you know, a big thank you to Big D and good job. I'm sure XPA will be happy letting him sit back. I'm sure he'll be happy taking a break, Blue. We've all known how stressful it's been doing back-to-back days, right? How was your drops, actually? That's the point. How was the drops season for you? How did you find the events?
I have way too much money, way too many cases that are going to sit for 90 days on normal Tarkov until I open it. I got kind of robbed on Lego medals though, because I know a few people who got like 4 or 5 Lego medals. I got robbed. I knew it. I knew it. You were the one that's taking them.
My
I didn't get.
Destiny
I got
RNG.
0.
My Destiny
Hopefully,
RNG
other
is coming
people's
in.
drops were better though. How many did you get?
I have 9 Liga medals.
Oh my!
Yeah, I might have collected a few.
Check the Moss files. Check the Moss files.
I made sure I was tuned in every day, and I mean, I was here for the majority of the day, so how could I not be? I had a
True.
very good chance to be in it to win it, just like you guys should be making sure you don't miss out on your chance to be in it to win it. Guys, before we get into the games today, I'm going to repeat one more time a massive thank you to Gigabyte Aorus, and do not forget to check out both the links related to what they've brought to the table in regards to a discount on that brand new monitor that looks phenomenal, that people have been raving about. I mean, Philbo had one that I believe he purchased that came through the other day, and I'm not going to lie to you, it was like a kid in a candy shop when it came to color. He could not stop gushing about how amazing the color difference was. I even got a screenshot, chat. It was that important that we had a mobile screenshot taken of the difference between the two monitors. So yeah, do not hesitate to go check out that monitor. If you're looking to upgrade your PC, it is above and beyond, really is. And if you want a chance to win it, exclamation mark giveaway. Get yourself your tickets because it's going to be given away this weekend, I believe, Blue.
Ooh, is it?
Yeah, I
That's the
think
end
we
of the
saw.
giveaway.
Think so. I think we saw a little bit of a notification about that. So, yeah, but
And then there's also, sorry to interrupt you, Crack. I think there's another monitor we're giving away this week as well. There's a third giveaway going on, friends. If you type exclamation free monitor in chat, check out that Twitter post, check out that X post from Hunt showing how to get another 27-inch gaming monitor. Check it out. It's free. Make sure you apply.
that's it. So there's
Craig,
loads going on. Go on.
before we get into the game, I wanted to talk to you about something. I've been seeing a lot of metas develop. So initially, we saw the Enforcer meta. We know the big boy with the Vulcan and the Tier 6. But I've been seeing some actually anti-tank metas coming out. Have you been seeing any kind of, or cooked up any strategies of your own that can counter these massive, Tier 6 Vulcan, Tier 4 face shield monsters? Because I think that's been the big task for these teams to overcome is how do you shut down these beasts? And I've been seeing some cookage. So I'm curious what you're seeing on your end.
I don't know if you swung by when we were naming the classes the other day, but I actually named one Golden-esque after you because I wanted to develop a class that was annoying against the tanks in an ode to the meta. The class got changed from Golden-esque to literally being nicknamed annoying because of how annoying it is. So it consists of a Pastilli Mask, a Bomber Beanie, a VSK, and 20 rounders of SP6. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm Boomer, maybe I'm not good enough with the VSS. But
VSK.
the VSK, maybe it's the slower rate of fire, maybe it's the rhythm in the bullets, I don't know, but that thing destroys tanks. Like, you can put one bullet into the top of a Vulcan. I've had some pretty good success rate, and it's one of the few weapons I've not come away from Arena recently going, hit rate of 9 plus, and not killed the guy. Like, if I
Zero
land 4 to
damage.
6, 4 to 6 bullets on him, the guy's collapsing. I mean, M80
Good point.
feels great right now, but you hit those, like you said, those beefcakes, and it
They
might as
eat
well be a
M80.
brioche bun. They wrap it around it and they cuddle it and they go, "Yep, cool. I'm just willing to sit here with the fun stack. That's it." You take 855A1, feels like it melts, but by the time you've finished melting, we're looking at a wax candle, not a roaring fire. It feels like it takes too long to be able to cook with 855A1 if you're not hitting the headshots.
Right.
And that seems to be the story of the moment at the moment, doesn't it, Blue? It's not necessarily really the weapon that's telling the tale. It's who's better. Can you hit your headshots? Like, I feel like, and this is a conversation I entoaded to, well, the other day when we were on stream, was, the tank versus ammo combination feels very good right now, actually. It feels like it's in a semi-balanced place, give or take 2 things. The Vulcan has a big question mark over the top of it for me because that is the one that feels it seems to sort of float off into the outer rim of slightly overpowered. Same does there's a couple of body armor combinations with weapons having such a minimal meta score because they don't require many attachments being put on them that it gives too much scope for being too tanky. But the argument is if you hit your headshot, it doesn't matter. I've very rarely come away from an interaction recently where I've fired bullets down range onto a head and gone, oh, I hit him 6 times in the head and didn't penetrate. Like, it's normally killing him by that point in time. So I've been quite happy with it.
And I think the SP6 is definitely one of the best calibers overall because you're going to find that in the Scout class as well as the Marksman class. But it's very interesting you said the VSK because I haven't really tested it, but you might be cooking something because a lot of the players I see are running VSS with that SP6. So they'll have, 4 or 5 mags of full SP6, if I'm not mistaken, like maybe one cut in half with SPP or with PAB9, and just absolutely slamming home. But you know what I think? I think they also suffer from the same issue that if you're not hitting the headshot, like these tanks are really, really oppressive.
I'm
You
not.
gotta insta kill them. So no, that's what I'm saying. That it's fascinating that you're finding success shooting the body because for me it's been 50-50. Sometimes I kill them, sometimes I don't. Headshot, I'm slamming them though. Headshot, they're going down.
Shooting the body, I don't think so, but I've not struggled to shoot limbs. Like, I've really found a lot of success if somebody's, like, not fully peeking an angle to give me the headshot, and I can put 3 or 4 bullets into their arm, they're collapsing. Like, it's time to kill feels strong right now, and that's where I'm really finding the power in that VSK is, you know, I don't want it to end up causing a distraction. I don't want it to end up being one of these fights that just kind of flops either end. I want to be in there and I want to either kill the guy or I want to have been, dealing so much damage that I'm that close range that even if I didn't die, he should be a free trade for somebody else. And it's got one
Mm,
of those, like, the suppressor doesn't require much. You can put it on straight away without having to level it tons to be able to play it at its full potential. It's just really powerful at the moment when it
sorry.
comes to how it is in regards to the general meta. There will be a lot of players out there that probably disagree with me. There was a very strong point made by two players in the NA tournament when it comes to the MP7 looking good. I personally feel like the
Ugh.
MP7 versus those tanks doesn't
Ugh.
work so well, but I have to say, when it was shown on the field by Exquisite and Nova from Master X, there was zero complaints in my mind. Like, I literally might as well have taken my words, written them onto a hat, taken the hat and eaten it because it was that outstanding with the performance. It was genuinely really good. They didn't stop slamming doors shut on people with an MP7 that I thought was going to fail. So I'm going to put that one to
Not the
Boomerang and say
tanks though.
MP7 improved. Well, no, even tanks. We saw multiple Vulcans in Master X getting shredded by the MP7. So I have
Mm.
faith. My faith is renewed, Blue.
Um,
Let's say.
it's to me it's super questionable because I think I'm gonna give credence to the players using it, not the weapon. I mean, I think CK and North are very good with the MP7. It's like an aim dual gun, but it's not very good. I mean, I am not a fan of it. If there's a bunch of tanks, if there's not a lot of tanks, and you have the ability to shoot faces or even tier 3 helmets, you're gonna slam people. Like it really is a great aim dueler, but when it comes to these tanks, I am not a fan. It's a double thumbs down for Coach. Double thumbs down because
What's the
it's
pick
just
then,
so
Coach?
sketchy.
What are your
What's the
thumbs up
pick?
in? What do you like then? Because there's been talk about this tier 4 enforcer face mask, the ballistic mask that protects you with class 4 on front and
CQCM,
sides.
yeah.
That thing's really really nice. There's a lot of people favoring that. I have seen. I don't think we're going to see it here, but I've seen a lot of ranked cookage when it comes to people playing KS23s, doubling up with people with a scout class, playing that sort of front line. I'm going to soak bullets whilst you then put people down. I'm going to maybe take the legs of the first person challenging you. I might even die for it, but I'm going to give you a free 1v2 kind of situation.
Mm.
I've seen a couple of people making Flechette look like it's M80 at distance. Um, there's interesting conversations out there. What I like is I like the fact that you pointed out that the tank meta has not become a full tank meta. Everybody is now playing with this. Can I just out DPS the health pool? Can we kill them before the tank is relevant? Um, and I like that playstyle. I think that aggression and with this attacking side choice from XPA, I think we're going to see maybe a little bit of this. We don't care about your brick wall meta on display.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the tank meta to build that enforcer kit requires so much allocation of points that you usually have another class such as the scout usually dropping mags. For example, in the in the AUG meta that we've seen 4 AUGs, 2 enforcers with AUGs bringing no ammo. Long story short, though, that enforcer player is using all of his points allocated into the armor. They're not bringing any utility. So if you have the ability to bring in a few classes that can allocate all their power to the attacking side and totally negate the tankiness,
Mm.
all those points in my mind are kind of wasted. Like then you have more stims, you have more ammo. Yes, you're not as beefcakey, but if you could take out the beefcakes as well as win any of your duels, it's like it's an interesting kind of balance, Like, do you want to be a super tank or do you want to be able to kill the super tank, have trim, have an ETG, a perf, a Salua, good ammo, and pretty decent overall kit in terms of tier 4 armor, helmet, maybe a face mask like a shattered or something. I think I think we are seeing kind of the second meta being developed, which is the anti-tank meta. But I don't think it's been established yet, Crack. Like I think everyone's still playing around in the lab, trying to figure out. Because I would almost bet money, like in this first match, we're gonna see Stranger Ping. Because I've had the pleasure of playing with Stranger Ping a few days, and he's an absolute monster. And he was running the tank meta, and it's oppressive, Cracked. Like I think you really need to these folks really need to develop the anti-tank weaponry because these tanks right now are just gonna run over the lightweights.
I'm interested to see. I have seen one counterplay to a very heavy team. We had a match where we were getting shoved down quickly, and instead we countered by pulling out 2 PKMs, and we just mass and volume ran them down when we were attacking, and we swung a game that we were hard losing. But no less of that, more to the professional players, and we can see how it's really meant to be done. On board here with Bakizi Boom. See, he's added a little bit of flair to his name. He's feeling his grenades today. Are we going to hear a Bakizi Boom off the start?
30 seconds into the round, and they're just getting up. I wonder if there was some kind of weapon swaps or... So interesting. I'm looking at the right side. We see actually Codex and Ace are going to be the tanks for the day. Stranger Ping maybe being one of the ammo funnels.
Hold up, Blue, because that Ace is about to swing, and that Ace gets one as Codex covers him off, and then that Ace is going to find the second. That's a great little setup from XPA there. 3 members swinging together in unison and making teamwork look amazing. Good counter nade from those friendly guys, but unfortunately, XPA slightly the wiser, choose not to push the point and instead apply the pressure. TFG will lose the first round to an aggressive but well textbook laid out push from XPA.
Yeah, it was such an interesting start of the round. I mean, they just kind of were hanging out at the top of escalators till about 1:35. So 25 seconds into the round with really no movement, Ace just walks into VIP, kills 2 people. The rest of them just walk up. I mean, they just kind of walked them down this round, Cracked.
And you were right, you were talking about weapon swaps. We saw that Ace in there with the Enforcer kit running M855A1 we saw in the magazine on the AUG there. So absolutely a couple of mag swaps going out. So it'll be 2 AUG classes in the Scout tree, 2 AUG classes in the Enforcer tree as that Ace picks up 2 from shop to begin with. That Ace trying to finish off where he started last time we saw him on screen. Cacao gets one. Welcome back, Cacao, as he walks in. Horcrux finds Cacao and says, buddy, you only get one on the entrance. He finds the second. This is a great little defense from Horcrux. Horcrux going nuts. He's dodging bullets. He's got moves like Jagger. What is that?
I love it. Let's go, Horcrux.
Yeah,
let's go, Horcrux. Picking up 3 before he gets taken out. That was awesome by Horcrux.
Down to TFG versus 2.
Really, really fantastic play. I mean, like you said, he's just breakdanced in the middle of that fight and managed to pick up 1 more. Really great job. I don't know how effective this RSS is going to be. I'm not a big fan of it recently after testing it, correct? I think it's so much of a risk when you're fighting a really good player that has an assault weapon. You really have to almost bait one of your teammates and play like an off angle. You can't take fights directly. That's something I've been punished by all the good teams that I've fought. I immediately am shut down by an assault weapon. I need to basically be like playing off. You basically have to be baiting in some way, or like just a total rat, because this. Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to push with that weapon. Stranger and Codex easily picking up the last kill, not even really contested.
I mean, the defiant
2-0 XBA.
That's it. The defiant call from Hawk to the air as the flight of the Hawk popped off, but unfortunately, it wasn't good enough for the 1v5. He tried his very best, but I'm going to be honest with you, as much work as Hawk did, unfortunately, TFG being the last member left alive was in a sorry state due to positioning. The RSAS, absolutely a weapon well within its own rights to dominate in these games. Problem being that, like you say, the scope and then the positioning he was in made that weapon make it a very hard push.
It's...
Ooh,
by the way, thank you to our... I forget the term. Thank you to the people watching the games for showing both teams actually dropping mags on the table. So we're seeing the exact meta on both sides. I think we have, as you said, 4 total AUGs on each team. Codex takes out Zayn. Oh, big easy boom. Fuck easy. Goes boom. Ace, Ace is just walking around taking what he wants, but nice actually recovery. Joe picks up one with a nade. TFG takes out Codex. Bomb is now planted. Again, TFG, I don't think this is the weapon. Like, even if he plays his heart out here, Cracked, it's such a battle to win with this RSAS in a 1v3. I mean, you really just have to play flawlessly, hit your first or second shots in the head, or you're just dead.
Oh my, that was an aggressive push from TFG. I'm not going to lie to you. I like the balls. It's huge. It's not quite the play we were looking for, but I think in between the rounds, Blue, we need to go and fetch ourselves a piggy bank of pain. I'll put a pound in every time I put a terrible pun out. I think if you put a pound in every time you call bake easy instead of fuck easy. Oh, man.
I'm at like an 80% ratio of saying buck easy instead of bake easy, okay? I'm trying to
fight 2 games at once. Trying to play a game in the HPL EuroLeague as well as fighting Blue for the dominance of his own name. Poor man.
Yo, Harms coming in with the massive raid. Thank you so much, Harms. We appreciate you, Harms Z187. Much love, friend.
See an aggressive push from those friendly guys. This is interesting. Change it up a bit. Shop's about to get absolutely slammed by 2, though. Oh, Hawkcrook's playing it well. Top peak. Finds the helmet of one, but nothing else. Oh,
I
dear.
didn't see...
Bakizi goes down. Cacao gets Call Me Joe in the trade. I didn't see Bakizi go down either. Cacao gets 2, and that levels the playing field. XPA take advantage. Oh, Zane's going to get swung. Zane gets the cross. No way. Stranger Ping finds him in the trade, though, and it's down to TFG again. Blue, TFG is... He is holding this last line of defense.
Yeah, it's...
Stranger Ping finds him on the angle. Threes.
It's so tough. I mean, this is such a... This is a weird game to me, Cracked, because from what I've seen, both teams are just kind of walking at each other, shooting each other down, taking their fights, and then the winner walks away. Like,
I love to see.
I really don't see too much strategy, if I'm being honest. This is literally they're just walking them down.
I actually think those friendly guys could maybe take advantage of the fact that this XPA team are very much walking at them. They throw a B play in there, throw a wrong one or something like that, or try and get a flank from the B side to oppressively push this XPA team that is flooding the site with just pure aggression. There's one for Bakizi. Shots are just free. It's like aiming down multiple bowling pins in an alley. XPA, that ace slams Joe in the shop in a 1v2. I don't know how on earth that ace has got this much room in his play. And Hawkcrook goes again as well. So much space, Blue. So much space.
I'm a little dumbfounded right now. XPA is doing nothing but kicking butt and taking names, just walking at them. I mean, it literally, we've watched Ace every round walk into VIP, push up, take a fight with Hawkcrook, kill him, take a fight with this one, kill him, walk on the site, kill him. This is so weird to me,
though, isn't it, Blue? We say this about the best teams in the league. It's not those tough games that could go either way that really make you with the better teams. It's like on your bad days, the best performance you make, and in the days where you should be winning the games out, it's how well can you actually push it home and play it out textbook, and that's what XPA are doing right now. They're just textbook aggression. Ooh, good pick from Zane. Wow. That ace gets one, Codex gets one, Cacao gets one. I nearly fell over the names again. Wow, it's fun to be back in XPA with 2 Cs on the lineup. Thanks, Cacao. Welcome back, brother. I had missed that conundrum.
I mean, we see the entire team performing on the side of XPA. Codex, Ace, Stranger, and Cacao all picking up a lot of weaponry frags. And I believe Bakizi's picked up 2 or 3 nade kills already.
Oh, wow. TFG's going to find those. You know full well TFG is good for that there. TFG on the long one. Ooh, does he see him? He does. Oh, he beats Spawn. Ooh. Oh, it's such an unfortunate swing. Stranger Ping gets the better of him. Good effort from TFG there.
So tough. I mean, that's where that weapon... We saw the first kill, correct? I think that is exactly how the RSS kit has to be played. He had the element of surprise. He peeked around that banana and he shot 2 shots, took him out. But then when it came to the actual fight, a 50-50 between him and Stranger, as soon as there's movement and you're spamming a lot of shots and getting hit with that aim punch, it's so difficult to beat an automatic weapon in that situation. Even the best RSS player with no recoil, I mean, it's so difficult because the way the weapon resets when you're getting shot, as well as when you're spamming it. The faster you're spamming that RSS, the worse the reset is. Oh my!
Oh, look at the shot! Look at the shot! 5-man shot push, and TFG are going in strong. They lose one for the shop. They lose one outside of shop. Call Me Joe gets one on the flank. This might actually work, Oh, the tanks, the tanks, the tanks. That almost looks amazing, Blue.
Yeah, and Hawkcrook barely loses that tank battle. We see how hurt Codex is. I mean, he's got less than half HP. It's a very good effort. I do like the idea, but if Hawkcrook's won that... Ooh! Codex just too quick. Takes out Call Me Joe. TFG once again out last man standing. Such a tough position. But you know what? I think he's playing it right, except his barrel's sticking out. Does he know his barrel's sticking out? I don't think he knows his barrel's sticking out. Oh, no. Now they know his position. Oh! TFG. Picks up one. TFG. Oh, and he jumps into the wall and gets caught! No! The friendly guy wanted to hang out with the wall a bit too much. Maybe thought he could do some kind of crazy Apex wall bounce, but in this case, he just kind of jumped right into the corner and,
Yeah, I
man,
think
he was starting to cook, though.
that's it. The corrugated panel confused him. It wasn't that friendly garage he was looking for. It was just a piece of scenery. He gets caught on the side there. TFG looking for magic, finding mud. Next round it is, though. XPA 7-2-0 up, and what we expected, a very aggressive push from XPA, who have picked attacking side first. So this is those friendly guys map, and XP have decided they want the aggression, and boy, are they slamming it home in some exceptional play.
We
Can't
kind
take
of
anything
predicted
from it.
this. Yeah, I think this just shows how powerful some of these high-end teams. I mean, XPA is a multi-tournament winning monstrous lineup of some of the best players that we've seen in normal Tarkov that then made an arena team. You know, this is a serious lineup. So it's just such a hill to overcome. Nice
Great
kill,
shots
good
from
trade
Kane.
back. Yeah, Zane picks up one, but Baptiste picks up the nade kill. Stranger gets taken out by TFG. Finally a 3-on-3. Do they have positioning? Oh, what a shot. Quick 2M80 to the chest. Takes out TFG. Nice
Good
trade
play
from
from
Codex.
Codex.
Good defense. Really great coverage from this XPA team. 8-0 going into the half. They're just... Woof. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what to say, Crack. They're just walking onto A site. We knew that they were going to do something like that, but I literally was not expecting them to walk onto site. Like, they're just hanging out. They're having a good time. XPA is chilling.
He said aggression was going to be the name of the game, and this is what we expected. I mean, you look at the power and the presence of this XPA lineup. I mean, those friendly guys push that came out, the 5-man into shop, the aggression, trying to get round the back and catch them off guard was good. I liked the train, I liked the attempt at switching it up, but it didn't find any success. So, you know,
Yep.
still life in the those friendly guys matchup, but definitely playing out the way we expected it to. On board here with Bakizi. Slapping that, was that a green stim that went in at the beginning of the round?
I didn't catch it, actually.
Didn't see the colour on the stim as it went in. Nonetheless, we are going to be on board with one of the grenades. You can see that in the little decal at the bottom there, chat. Here we go. Grenade out. Yep.
Yo, yo.
3, 2, 1, off. And the guys on the
Good read.
DFG side, good, yeah. Zane.
Ah! Codex with such a cheeky prone angle holding. Oh, man. Marchese picks up one with that VSS. Hallcrux looking to trade. Hallcrux getting... Wow. 9-0 XPA. GG's.
Max power, I'm about to go bigger and better. If I ever lose, said I know I'm faster than ever. If I ever lose, said I know I'm bigger and better. Hitting roller coaster come bigger, bolder, faster. Ooh, I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster. Ooh, I'm going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster.
Holy cow, folks. That was... We knew XPA was going to come out with a dominant lead, Cracked, but holy cannoli. I was not expecting them to just be walking down the street like they were on vacation. You know, they pick up a drink in the VIP lounge, suck it down, take out a person, walk through lounge, go on the site, take out another person. I mean, XPA seemed cool, calm, collected. It's so interesting because I really didn't see too much strategy, Cracked. I mean, I think they just walked on the site, as we discussed before the game, and won their fights.
I honestly, I have to contradict you there. I'm not surprised one bit. I expected the pace. I didn't expect any form of constructive play. I do think that XPA and every single one of the
Interesting.
members in their head believe that they win their one. I genuinely think that XPA lineup walked out there today going, it does not matter how we approach this map. We are going to win it by sheer force of power and
Yep.
aggression. I mean, the point is made in plain sight in the final round we saw there with the swap round where the XPA lineup was simply in the position that they were in as a forward push on defense as they were for offense. Like they were holding KFC from defense. Like, you shouldn't get into KFC and into Sandwich for free on defense, short of a shock blind aggression. And that's just down to how well they played 8 rounds before.
Yeah.
TFG does not feel the confidence that there is space to move up into those angles. I mean, you saw it. We saw the grenade that dropped Hull. They physically couldn't step up to pressure Sandwich because the nade drops right outside a hole. And if they try and step up to be ready to challenge that, then 2 of them fall prey to the nade. So it's just
Yep.
XPA not cooking, but in their natural habitat. Like, they know that there gives this, boom, 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 boom. And they're that confident that they can win those 50-50s that if somebody meets them at that setup, they have it. That's it. And so
Yep.
they're just walking it down. And that's the walking down, Blue. And you yourself, actually, I'm surprised this is one you've missed, but you yourself were talking about not running and jumping at people. Well, that's it in a nutshell. XPA right there showing you that you
Hmm.
can't steamroll. Even if you are steamrolling, it's not shift W, it's being better and just laying that out on the table at the right pace. They're
Yep.
pushing the aggression when they need to, but when they need that gun up to be ready for a fight, it's up, it's ready, and we're not leaving it down to chance.
Not many running. I don't think anyone died mid-run, and we saw a lot of Ace's kills. He was just walking, holding his ADS, clearing properly, won the fight, like you said. And we saw that TFG tried to match the strategy of XPA, and I don't know if that's the way I would go. I think I would cook up something of my own to counter the tank meta because trying to challenge these players in their 50-50s at their game, I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of being aware of what the enemy's doing and responding. This seems like a reactionary, we're going to do what they're doing, where I think against a lineup like this, you have to knock them off their footing. Because trying to challenge Ace, we saw Huckrux take out Ace one of the rounds, but after that, Ace pretty much always won the tank battle. I don't think he lost it again after that, maybe one more time. So to challenge such exceptional players at their own game really isn't the best idea, I don't think. I would really try and figure out a way to take these tanks out with your own magic. And there's some cookage you could do with that RSS class that TFG we saw running. I'm not going to say anything, but there's ways to incorporate, some of this better ammo into other kits that you don't have to do the tank meta. You can counter the tank meta. And we were hammering about this before the game, and I think that's something we didn't see from TFG today. Like, they tried to match the tank meta, they didn't try to counter it. And when you're doing that, you're just, you're basically saying, okay, it's me versus Cracked. I believe that I'm going to win this fight or I'm going to lose this fight. And that's all it was. Like you said, like they were confident. They knew they could win their fights and they beat them at the same game. Like they took a 50-50 with a team that was just monstrous with this tank meta. And 9-0 says it all, Cracked. I mean, it was really brutal for in terms of the
Yeah,
performance of XPA. They really just everybody performed.
I can understand your perspective on that one. I like the suggestion. I mean, you're absolutely right. I love it when people want to step up to a 50-50 with me because I'm not there. I absolutely love it when people go, yep, he's going to be waiting because I'm not there. Exactly like you say, I'll be somewhere weird. Yes, 3 times out of the 10, I'll get blown up by a grenade that should never get a kill because I'm in a weird spot and the grenade's
Hmm.
terrible. But it finds me because I played terrible as well because I'm trying to catch a guy off guard. Like, it's a different play style, but that off play, that off peak, the off meta kit, the difference in positioning can be that leverage that you need to catch a team off guard. And I agree with you when it comes to challenging pace. Sometimes fighting fire with fire is not the right idea. However, I am
Hmm.
all for seeing the confidence out of those friendly guys, and I am
Right.
all for them standing up and challenging them pace for pace. If they're trying to improve and get better to get up to the state and the speed and the level of skill that is being put on display here at the first official league. I mean, for Pete's sake, this is the first iteration of this league that we've done. We've only brought 8
Yep.
teams, and my gosh, has there been some power on display at the top 4. So, even the 4 teams we invited into the league are really all gaining a wealth of knowledge just being in these matches against these players. So I 100% do favor the aggressive approach if there's if there's some power behind it, if there's a bit of cookage in the
Right.
background where we're saying, okay, we're going to try and pressure these angles. We're going to see how we do fare off in these 50-50s so we can pick up, all right, we need to do better at this. Okay, we do this. Because we saw flashes of excellence, Horcrux there with an amazing little dimmy dabby. I mean, he was dillying, he was dallying in between sandwich and all about it. It looked great. There was some good moves and some reactionary plays, some great shots. Seen TFG again the backbone of those friendly guys lineup is TFG being last alive in the round. You can count on him to anchor that team. All
Yep.
we need to see those friendly guys start to come alive is a bit more agency from these two buddy system pairs around TFG. Once that starts working, I think this team's going to start to come together and be a bit explosive because the anchor's there. You know, the ideas are there. The star players are there. Zane, we've seen pop off on many occasions. Hawkcrux has the potential. You know, the entirety of this lineup, Call Me Joe, Pure Kratos, even Perrins when we see him back. You know, there's potential all the way down the lineup. I think again, it's some extra time, a bit of practice, and battle testing, and
Yeah.
we'll see some results. Speaking of results, we've had one. We're going to find another one in a second on a different map, Blue. We're going to be going to Bay 5 for map number 2, which is going to be the XPA choice. And those friendly guys have decided they're going to start by defending.
Yep. And I think this is I kind of did predict this in the sense of, okay, we know most teams are going defensive sided, but I think Bay 5 in particular is really, really strong on defense because you have a lot of agency to, as you were talking about off angles and playing things a little bit weird. There's so many ways you control A site from these off angles and with weird grenades, or B site. These are very weird open, like it's a closed structure, but a lot of angles, a lot of places you could position. And if players are proning and hiding behind objects, there's so many objects all over Bay 5 that you can really do some cheeky peeks. Um, I want to see TFG a little bit more active, Cracked. And I know he anchors for the team, but I think with that RSAS, he needs to be playing with a buddy and almost, I don't want to say bait, but playing off the contact of him. So let's say, for example, they're on A side on this Bay 5, and you have him with Hawkcrux. I want to see Hawkcrux get that initial engagement and friendly guy there to be the secondary line of fire immediately with him. That way that he's able to utilize that M61 without being pummeled right away. Because I think when he's left alone, it's very difficult, as we saw, when pretty much as soon as friendly guy swung and tried to win a fight with an automatic weapon, as soon as the first hit hits his body, we see the RSS go all over, and we saw how weak Stranger was, but he only, 2 M61 should kill him, and yet it didn't. So I'm not a fan of using the RSAS as like an anchor weapon. I think he needs to be in the cut more and really trying to, again, not bait, but play off the contact of another teammate so he can utilize that firing power. So Hawkcrux takes the first initial engagement, pulls people into A, and he's waiting, let's say, at the end of the hallway with a lean peek to take out that first guy. So he comes in swinging, looking for Hawkcrux, and Mr. RSAS M61 is waiting there to blast their heads off. Because right there, again, the anchoring crack, I'm not a fan of it. I don't think you can win 1v2s and 1v3s against competent players with an RSAS if you're having to push onto a site and retake. I think it's super, super challenging because of the way the semi-autos work.
I think that you have named a load of honeymoon scenarios there. That as you speak them out, if the player is an even match, I think you're right. You describe scenarios very evenly. I don't think that's the case. And chat, you'll know full well if you swing by that friendly guy stream that I frequent myself there as much as I can because I'm a big fan. All right, but I'm sorry, it's a skill match up there. I don't think it's down to the weapon. I think it's down to the player versus player. And I think that friendly guy would honestly come and shake my hand and say, Flair, it's not a dig, chat. At the end of the day, I don't think that in that matchup that we just saw with XP Academy, that the RSAS was the difference maker. I do think that the player versus player matchup was just too heavily weighted in the XPA side. So I hesitate, Blue. You know me, I play devil's advocate. I hesitate to pick any flaws in specific particular things here when we are looking at a heavily weighted matchup. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't all fall on TFG, correct? But that's what I'm saying. I
That's it.
think there's a better way to utilize the tools again this game because it's not all going to fall on TFG to anchor every time. The rest of the team needs to win their initial engagements, hold the defensive line. But I do think with the tools that we've seen, the 4 AUGs and the 1 RSAS, the RSAS was not working in the skill duels. And I think, again, like I'm going to hammer down this point because I've been testing the heck out of RSAS. And I think it's good in some cases, but most scenarios it's bad simply because a player like Bakiza chasing you with an automatic weapon, when you have that RSAS, if you don't kill him in the first like 2 bullets, you're pretty much always going to lose the fight. And the reason is it's not because of the ammo, it's because of the way the semi-auto is bouncing while you're trying to aim, spam clicking, and getting hit with that aim punch. Look, and again, Crack, this is just my opinion. It's something I've been testing because I really want the RSS to work, but man, I think it is just kind of junk if you're fighting just an assault player. You really need to play off the contact of someone else. And I hate saying the word bait, but it really is kind of baiting. Like, you have to bait positioning to make it effective. And then on top of that, Crack, like you said, there's also this big skill differential between these two teams. So it's, I'm just trying to put a little cookage in the kitchen to maybe help better utilize the tools that we're seeing.
As we see a slow open to the round, I will offer a fair agreement on that one there, but I think you've missed the point ever so slightly. I think you make the right point, but I think the logic behind it is slightly flawed. I think the difference is not the case that the RSAS is bad. I think that there is just better options in that marksman class. You can go onto a VSS, you can go onto the VSK, and you can run that SP6, and you can play the aggression instead of playing that anchored point. And I think that backs up the point you make about pace being the winner of the games at the moment. As we see, that ace actually takes up an early pick on pure Kratos. That ace goes down early, and then we see XPA get an early pick on that Kratos. We saw Fuel, and we've seen
Ooh,
loading bait.
playing
This is a
dress up.
split match. Yeah, we're doing some. What is going on here?
I think we just saw Bakizi put his friend's corpse on. I think he's becoming a tank.
Yeah. So we have a
TFG
single
takes
man.
that one.
What is?
Bucky-
Sorry, go on, Blue.
No, it's just two more members falling for TFG. Hawkrock's in the 1v3 situation. Not sure if he has any idea where Bomb is.
Right, we'll tag team it, Blue. You
Ooh.
call out A, I'll call out B comms.
Hawkrock's. Here's the rotation. Probably going to be predicting Stranger's going to be moving. Isn't going to hold the angle. Oh, holding too tight of an angle. Knows the bomb's going. Still one member in the A alley.
And this is the B we were talking about, Blue. So this is why me and you were getting so confused earlier in the round, because there was a fight over here on Fuel, and we do actually have XPA control on this other point somehow. I know we're only one member left of those friendly guys, but this round has been all over the place. Hawkcrux could be anywhere at this point in time. Cacao has
Ooh.
found him, and this is going to be the real first test we're going to see Cacao returning back to this XPA lineup. Can he take out Hawkcrux? Is Hawk going to sneak past? Gets challenged at long. Does he find the guy prone on the point?
Oh, Stranger.
Hawk? Oh, unlucky, nice
Stranger.
try. So, this is one of those weird plays you were talking about, Blue, where we don't quite go A, we don't quite go B. There's some weird, like, League of Legends going on in the middle lane in some form of Aram form in Silver Scrapes, and then we just kind of let it settle and figure out which one's best afterwards. It's like, I don't want to make the decision. I'm the, when you ask your wife, what do you want for dinner, and she comes back with food. That's where we're at now. Which point do you want, boys? Let's play Arena. Is the
one where we
response.
can plan.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that we see TFG taking off that RSS, putting on the VSS, I believe, with that marksman kit. That was that SP6 you were talking about. Ooh. No good.
Wait, round two.
Oh.
Toilet nade. Is it a smasher?
Hadouken.
Or is it terrible? Let's have a look.
Whoo.
That's good if he's there. He's there. He's home. It's too long.
TFG might play off the sound of that. If he swings, he probably... Oh! He does pick up one, but immediately traded by Ace. Really good read from XPA to assume he was on that corner. Look,
It's
easy. Looking for
cautious
the
play,
flank.
isn't it? With that grenade, you would kind of almost call out there's nobody there, but the fact it doesn't get a kill, they still play it safe. A good read. Oh, that Ace is just too far round already. He's so far across. TFG, you're not going to see him coming. And now it's a problem, Blue, because it's 2v4 in a very, very suffocated environment.
What's interesting though is we see this. Oh, good read from Zayn. He predicted that Bakizi was going to try and push up through mid-con. Bakizi now running on to A's site. Probably going to look to take contact. Ace picks up one. 1v4 for Zayn.
Zayn. Can he do it?
Just see this tank. Oh, man. This XBA team is just looking so dominant in their fights. Cracked. I'm trying to give some cookage for TFG but you know what? I love that he swapped weapons because we see TFG already with 2 kills this game, and I believe that was like the exact pacing he had over the entire last match.
So here's the difference. The pacing is different from XPA and TFG even still. TFG have got a slightly better read on the pace this time, and they're getting people into the right position to hold off the angles. Bay 5 also allowing for a bit more setup time. Difference is, when the buddy system swings a TFG member, for example, TFG getting the trade in alley, the second member's not rotating to back up if he's getting swung by a buddy system quickly enough to trade the second. And that's what's happening is they're even trading one back sometimes, but it's always an XPA advantage after the combat has finished. That is a gross position from Stranger Ping. We're playing Sleeping Lions in the mid lane.
The reads. XPA is just predicting every kind of movement that's going on. Slowly taking control of A, watching for the flank, predicting. Good bait from Stranger, knowing his teammate's going to straight him out. Hawkrux does actually pick him up, but I think his teammate's right there. I don't know if Hawkrux... Oh, Hawkrux picks up back easy. Really, really good double trade. It was a really good bait from Stranger Ping. We see that actually Hawkrux did get shot in the head. We see that concussed icon, so we see how dang strong these beefcakes can be against the non-beefcakes. I believe Stranger and Bakizi are both non-beefcakes for this team, so we see, you know, that despite them shooting the heck out of him, he's still alive.
Still alive is the name of the game at the moment for the TFG side, because the bomb's not really going anywhere. Now we're finally making a move to point. He's going to find free real estate when we get inside the road a bit. Horcrux gets picked up by Cacao on the angle. Cacao does not look like he's left for long at all, does it?
Man. The anchor, TFG, and the 1v3, but can he get this going? Time is ticking, 40 seconds. It's going to be about 30 seconds left until he even has contact with Cacao if he peeks right now.
I think at this point, if you told TFG there was a pack of 653 balloons inside a loading bay, I think that's probably your best bet to motivate him getting in there.
Just taking way too much time. I don't have a problem with playing methodically, Ace picking up TFG, but you know, when there's 20 seconds left and you haven't even made contact with one of the players, you're not positioning yourself to really take any ground there, Cracked. Even if he wins the fight with 20 seconds left, you're never going to have an opportunity to defuse. I do like TFG on the anchor, but he needs to have a little bit more pep in his step, shall we say. Because again, as you said, this is a good simulated run against one of the best teams in the world. Practice your aggression, you know, practice your anchoring. Push, especially with that VSS. I mean, he can really take out all these tanks like you were discussing with the SP6. He's got the weaponry. Use it.
I suppose the argument you're going to make, though, is that you shouldn't really be getting yourself into the point where you're 1v3, 1v4. At that point in time, you are hoping for what is classed as an unbalanced play, you know, an underdog play. You're not expecting to win those scenarios. Wow,
TFG
what a
playing
swing.
the peekaboo. Jumping over, getting killed midair. 3 members already down for TFG. Zane looking to rotate in. Hawkrux picks up one. Zane picks up Cacao. Wow. Hakizi. Boom. Takes out one with his gun and immediately takes out one with his nade.
The spectator cam coming in there
see
with the
the
180 no scope. Drops the bomb on him. Lovely little work from the spectator. Some great aerodynamic play from the spectator cam. Whoever's driving that vehicle, get this man a pilot's license. He should fly. That was great. Big up the spectators, chat.
Chat, what are y'all's favorite anti-tank weapons? We see what's going on and how powerful for both lineups these tanks are. What do y'all think is your favorite anti-tank weapon?
VSS with 30 rounders. It's not a thing. The Valor's. SP6. 30 rounds of SP6 strong right now. Or the PKM. The PKM does a great job against tanks. Yes, I did just unironically say PKM, as Codex unironically puts Call Me Joe back in the lobby. Cacao, man. Cacao and Codex. Damn these names, brother. Damn these names, I swear. Cacao's only died one time. What a way to come back into the league. That ace is just feeling himself as he swings super hard. TFG finds one for the BM as Bakizi then finishes TFG off the round. Stranger Ping that ace, handing out some friendship flags at the end. Well done, guys. Pats on the back. 10 kills. Cacao has officially arrived. Oh, Blue, this is going to make a big statement for the top of the table. I almost feel like there's a third hidden matchup going on in the background today, and it's XPA versus ITB in the dominance for who can smash their opposition hardest in an intimidation contest for the next couple of matches to close the league out. That ace with a great kill. Cacao puts Call Me Joe away. Kratos comes back with one on Cacao. Codex puts Kratos out. TFG and Horcrux in a 2v4. Oh, that ace gets a great dunk onto Horcrux as he's trying to find the opposite angle. Height not his friend. That ace is about to find TFG and he gets swung by 2. I think the bomb got left behind, Blue.
Did it? Oh no.
I don't think it matters though.
Yeah, this is. I'm thinking in my cracked lab in my head, and I'm just. There's no concoctions coming to Minecraft. They're gonna solve this issues. To solve this game. This is just like a 100,000 part puzzle, and you got 30 minutes to finish it. I just. XPA trading with Hawkers getting taken out. Zane taking out Ace though. Taking so much damage. Cacao probably gonna know. Oh, could probably swing out of green and pick up one. Oh, nice. Picks up big Buck Easy. Oh, the running death. It finally came, Cracked. It finally came. And he was actually cooking. He should have kind of predicted. He heard multiple footsteps there. Oh,
what a
no!
swing from Stranger Ping as he literally 180 whips off the box.
And Cacao is back, just like Puddle Splasher said. It's like he never left.
This beard better new TFG a kill or two. The beard better give TFG a kill or two. Oh no, they're loving this fashion right now. Still, they've been loving this yellow and gold get up. That's a good nade on mid, but nobody's home. It's a big aggressive push onto the loading bay site from XPA.
Oh,
that ace
man.
gets TFG.
Just the raw duels you were talking about. He's so damn good. As soon as you peek at me, you're just dead. Holocron trades 1. Bakizi trades 2. Cacao picks up 1. Can't even read the names because people are dying so quick, Crack. Oh my goodness, Cacao. Ace just...
Somebody want to just quickly tap into XPA comms and just ask them if they're in a rush to get somewhere.
This is an XPA train.
Top of the table is where they're looking to get to, and I mean they're only going to have all of a couple of hours to hold it, Blue, if they give the chase, because I mean they can take a victory home today, but if ITB takes a victory home as well, then they're still going to have work to do on the table. So this, for XPA, this is an all or nothing game. Like, they cannot afford to lose this, so I understand why they are coming out with the steamroller and everything else in the back guard.
And they're going to be picking up such a good round differential. If they close this out 9-0, that's plus 18 for them, Crack. I mean, that's outrageous for one day to not drop a round. I'm hoping I can caster curse them and actually give TFG a round just to give some lifeblood to TFG, because, man, this XPA lineup is... We knew they were going to come out dominant. We knew they were going to win a lot of their 50s, Crack, but I was not expecting this.
Here you go, Blue. This is some real cook. Look at this one.
Ooh.
Oh, come on. Show us the gold. He's waiting for it. Oh, wait, move. He's literally... Look at the trace. Now, this is information here. It's going to get called out mid, and they're not going to throw it because they're going to be too late.
Oh, and they're doing the boost over. One. Takes out 1. He was on top of Ace's head.
Yep.
Peeks over. From Ace, takes out Zayn. Ace takes out Call Me Joe. That's 3 down, I think, for Ace in 1 round. TFG trying to rotate. Doesn't actually get hit by Cacao. Cacao with 15 kills already. He came to let everybody know he's back. Oh, man. I can't even get the words out, Crack. 9-0 XPA. GG's.
faster. Ooh, I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster. Going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster.
What an explosive game from XPA. What a phenomenal performance. And uh, I think nothing short of what we expected. I think the only thing that we probably could never have expected or predicted is going to be the volumes of steam and lava that will be pouring out of the pores of Walker's skin as he curses the TFG lineup for not managing to take a single round off of XPA and help that round difference. So I think you might be right. Um,
I was
those
hoping I
friendly guys,
cast a
it's a
curse.
GG. Yeah, it's a GG. Look, at the end of the day, they played as well as they could. But the XPA lineup, we've said this from day one when we've seen them in the invitationals, when we've seen them in tournaments, in the Arena Cup series. They've been on point. It's been a very, very rare day when XPA doesn't show up, and especially when Kakao's in the lineup. Whoa, what a demon. Welcome back, Kakao. A phenomenal performance. And I think if we were going to give a player of the match out, I think it would be Kakao on the second map for that return performance. Just dominance around connector and mid. That dockyard area, around the boxes, around the back of fuel and the front of fuel. It was Kakao and Codex territory.
The whole map was their territory. And again, we saw them cracked. It's so interesting to me because you really just saw XPA for the most part during this game just walking around taking fights. There was no real rush. Yeah, they threw nades, but every time we saw Ace in that alley, he was holding an angle. Having the patience and the prowess and the awareness to say, okay, more than likely there's going to be a player on the defensive side peeking down this alley to try and hold us. Always pre-aim, and every time TFG peeked that, he killed him. I mean, no rush, no running around, no running deaths on this side of XPA that we caught. You might have gotten away this time. We'll catch you next time. But no one dying while running this time, and just a flawless. I mean, literally flawless performance coming out of the team.
Can't
And it's really
fault
putting the
it.
pressure on IFB, like ITB, like you said, because 18 rounds is massive for the way the standings are right now. Every single one of these rounds, folks, is critical to figuring out not only how many points you or how many wins and losses or draws you have, but there's also the rounds themselves, which are factoring into the weight to the scale. So this plus 18 for XP is a massive, massive boon after some of their closer games with ITB and with Sicario. You know, get these drawed games where this was just flawless. I mean, excellent job from XPA.
Yep, a great performance. A great attempt from TFG. Again, I'm looking to improvements, and I can tick my boxes today. We didn't see a TFG member. I think we saw one TFG member run into a death, but we didn't see that over aggression. We saw Hawkcrux pull out that potential 1v4 that was a 1v2 into the 1v3 on Skybridge
Yep.
that started looking good because we weren't jumping about and doing silly things. TFG in the one moment where he got caught out, he got caught on the edge of scenery. Not really much you can kind of do about that. Yeah, all right, it happens. It was a bit unfortunate, but again, some small errors, not a bucket load of errors to write home from. So, I think TFG can honestly go home and just say, look, yeah,
They're nuts.
yeah, they're
I'm-
nuts. Exactly. Yeah.
They're literally one of the best teams in the world right now. I mean, and there's a reason why. Championship normal Tarkov players, championship arena players, playing together for a long time, clearly have strategies and prowess and aim duel skills out the wazoo. I mean, I think you really framed it properly though, Crack, because hats off to XPA, but also hats off to TFG because again, I think you're right. There was not a lot of sloppy mistakes. There wasn't a lot of aimlessness. It was just unfortunate. XPA came out and they won the day in terms of duels, but it didn't look very aimless from TFG. Unfortunately, it got outperformed today, but it wasn't. They didn't look lost. They didn't look scared. They didn't look passive to me. They were trying stuff. They pushed up. They tried aggressive on both sides, on both maps. And unfortunately, XPA is just incredibly, incredibly skilled team to go against. But I think you're absolutely right. TFG really starting to kind of develop the basic fundamentals that they need to start really countering these teams. Because it's very difficult to keep losing rounds, Cracked, and not lose your mental. And I don't think we saw this kind of mental breakdown You know, it's very difficult to go through a loss like that and not just start doing goofy things from the pressure. I think they really maintained their prowess. It's just unfortunate that XPA was just better on the day.
Yeah, and I mean, let's look at this on a timeline, shall we say, on a scale tree. We're talking about like myself down here, the average player about here, the very good player about here, the level of the TFG side up here in the exceptional bracket. We're talking the top 1-2% of players. But then you've got XPA, which have a lineup of 0.2% players. Yeah, the top
Yeah.
0.2%. And as much as there is a drastic difference between here and here, that 0.2% to the 2% is a world apart, and it's reaction time, it's game sense, it's ability to understand the meta at the blink of a hat. It's the ability to look at a guy and go, right, cool, he's got tier 5, tier 6, probably actually only tier 4, tier 5 because he's running this gun with this exact setup. Like, this math is going on in the back of these players' heads because they are living and breathing this game day in, day out, where the
Yep.
TFG side have not committed that time to it and have openly admitted they haven't been able to commit that time to it going into this first league. If we see TFG come back in another league, then we would expect, and we might even see them put more time to it. But that's not what they brought to the table for this. They almost said it themselves before they started. They weren't expecting to challenge the top teams in here. They absolutely did want to get on board and put on a display for the crowd. And I think every single time we have seen the TFG lineup show up, they have still at least performed within each of their games to the point where we are entertained. We've seen the flight of Horcrux. We saw 5 yellow duckies walking up to the lemonade stand last week. It was amazing, and they have been a wonderful, entertaining team so far to enjoy alongside the rest of our teams here at the first official HPL Euro League. So,
Yep.
with that being said, and the pain of TFG being wished away, we shall move on to Vaptim and ITB Shuffle, which will be our next match of the day. We're going to be taking a quick dip, though, chat. And as with all great shows, there's an interval. So you can go and refuel, pop to the popcorn stand and grab your snacks, get some sweets, some chewies, get some drinks, get yourself another cushion to sit down on because the one you've been sat on for that last match is absolutely torn to pieces with the amount of action you've been shuffling about within. And get yourselves ready for round 2. So, join us back after this for round 2, which will be Vaptim versus ITB Shuffle. See you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are all feeling refreshed, revitalized, and ready. Because if you thought the first one was quick, this one might just match it. We could be looking at a mirror, and if we were doing that, we would be looking at what could potentially be coming up in the future too. Not only are we seeing EU League here right now, but coming up soon, ladies and gentlemen, the EU show match between a load of your famous faces coming down this weekend to be playing on our Blast Gang Arena tournament layout, so that you can all see how the individual performances are playing out with the new meta changes and how the new kits feel to all of the familiar faces. More of that
That's
to
right.
come. If you want to make sure you're checking that out, socials, !social to get yourself on our Twitter, or it's X, isn't it, Blue?
Twitter, it's always going to be Twitter to me. But nevertheless, make sure you check out the post.
As well as that, guys, a massive thank you and a big shout out again to Gigabyte Aorus, one of our partners here at the Euro League, partnering alongside Battlestate Games to bring us this wonderful performance we've had in the first official Euro League, summer 2024. And if you're interested in what Gigabyte might have to offer, well, they've decided to come prepared, just like the rest of our teams, with a little bit of a display for you. Check out this madness. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. While my eyes were being blessed by the beauty of the performance there being put on by Gigabyte Aorus, my ears were being blessed by the sound of chat rolling alongside in support of the teams coming on, as the text-to-speech I heard cheers out Up the Knights, I believe it was I heard. Up the Knights coming in strong from the chat there. Some support for ITB already popping up out of the cracks in the roster. Seeing some support. It's going to be a strong lineup today from ITB. We are fielding the full force. It is going to be Walker Goes, Blitzer Girl, Rapid, and Kana taking to the stage today up against Willie, Sick Individual, Core, High Fury, and Maddox. And guys, if you want to get yourself onto the level of these gamers and you want to pick up performance parts that are going to put you to your peak, then !Gigabyte to get yourself an 8% discount on this beautiful new monitor that has been released by our sponsors, Gigabyte Aorus, providing that trailer there. 27-inch. 360 hertz of pure power, 4K OLED. It could not be any better. And if you also want a chance to win it, !Giveaway to be in it. Simple as that. Get out your docs case. Make sure you're packing up those picket pocket tickets to pick your prizes. Also, alongside the chance to win a monitor, there is a Unheard Edition key, a Standard Edition base game key, and two, not one, but two base game arena keys for you guys to get within that giveaway. !3 monitor, Blue. Another one popping up at the end. This is one of the new ones. !3 monitor. Also, if you're looking for any information onto how to get your hands onto one of these beautiful new monitors brought by the sponsor without having to pay a penny, all you have to do is click a couple of buttons.
So much free stuff. If you don't take some of the free stuff, you're missing out. I'm just saying. I'm not going to judge you, but I'm not going to judge you, because you could have, done of, would have, could have. Put your tickets in. But now, Cracked. On to the next match of the day. Vaptum versus ITB, sir. Which map are we going to visit first, Mr. Cracked?
That's it, and then we'll revisit those lineups of Aptim. So the lineup of Willie, Sick Individual, Core, High Fury, and Maddox will be taking on ITB's Walker Goes, Blitzer Girl, Rapid, and Kana on Bay 5, the Vaptim choice. ITB are going to choose to start on the defensive side, And the second map
Right.
we're going to roll onto is Bowl with Vaptim choosing to defend. So we're back to defensive dibbles, Blue. We're back to staying on our laurels, and we're back to resting on what works well, and we're going to keep it to the playbook.
I think it makes sense. I do think attacking sometimes could definitely sway your opponent, crack, but I really think putting the pressure on the opponents to take space, especially on a map like Bay 5, I really, really love that defensive angles you can hold on Bay 5. Because it is our only map right now, crack, that has the ability to rotate through the middle of the map. So it's got a lot of potential for rotations, defensive defaults. There's a lot of peaks that you could go, for example, from spawn and look all the way into fuel and have really no contact from them. Cheeky peaks all over, cheeky nades. Attacking is good, don't get me wrong, but I really think this map is heavily defense sided simply because there's so many ways you can play. Like a lot of players default, as we saw, for example, TFG defaulting on that right corner of alley, looking towards the attacking side alley. But there's so many ways you could play back there. You could play behind the box. You could play on top of the box. You could lay down in a corner. You could hide behind that first wall. I mean, there's just so many, there's so much fruitful play that you could find on this map that it's really, I love the defense on this map. I really do. And I know I'm waffling about it, but it's because I really want to hammer home how I think strong defense is on this map. And the teams that have agency like ITB make it all the stronger.
I would agree with you. I've been arguing with myself whether I think that Bay 5 is the more technical map or whether Skybridge brings more technical approach. I actually think because of the chaos of mid, that Bay 5 has the most malleability and adaptability when it comes to aggressive side plays. I think it's the one map that least forces you to be rigorous within, like, okay, we're committing to the A push or we're committing to the B push. We can, exactly, that's it. You can play the whiplash effect in the mid lane where you sort of send somebody that crosses left to right, and all that is just a massive fake tell. They're like, okay, oh, I saw somebody jump across. Suddenly you hear 2 kills go down on the point the opposite side of the map, and you're like, but he's there. That doesn't make any sense. And really what you actually saw was the beginning of a play developing, which is where the team is pushing aggressively to point, but that one person is going to be working their way around into the back lines. I mean, we see it on Skybridge. The flank up through the escalator or from heaven through the hole to shop is one thing that teams are starting to make work really well if somebody doesn't cover enough pressure on B. And the same can be said here from Bay 5. That middle channel has so many access points. The container connector to fuel, for those of you able to follow the 2 connectors there. The alley connector, which mid-cut from middle through to the loading bay point. On both sides of the container there, you have mid-cut, and then you have the slanted container that falls down over that wide breach that is the opposite entrance to fuel from mid-cut. You've got so many different approaches to that middle section that middle control almost has become necessary in a skill versus skill matchup. What I don't think we're going to see is that become relevant today. I think we are going to see some heavy A, heavy B aggressive plays from ITB. And I think we're going to struggle to see Vaptim respond to the speed and aggression again that we had previously. So we're hoping, we really are hoping. It is a massive wall. I was going to say mountain again, Blue, but mountain implies an inkling of hope. You know, a mountain has an incline, it has a gradient which can be climbed. A wall is what we saw from XPA, and that was, TFG unfortunately sort of running up full pace, and there was a very abrupt stop as the TFG guys kind of then just fell on the laurels and back to the lobby. But I feel like we might see utility.
I'm going to take rounds.
Utility, Blue. I think utility is going to be the upset. If we see some kooky utility play, I mean, let's be real, okay? We all know how much work Walker has put into his lineups with grenades, and I know that the LEDX team owed to Walker in the similar sense where they've done some practice against the ITB lineup to gain their level of skill and how successful they've been with grenades. So it's going to be interesting to see whether that team has developed enough counterplay to the Walker textbook. Big widespread from ITB. This is what I expect with pairs. Great shots from Core. Okay, Walker picks up Maddox on a very defensive off angle. But he gets Willie. Sick individual gets Walker. That's a good pick up on the point with the bomb. Kana swings for one, finds Core, sees two more, gives information. Goes is working his way from this mid we were talking about, Blue.
Yep. Goes looking to take control. I do like how he didn't push. Oh, no, he is pushing, slowly taking space on the flank. So now what we see is the ITB defense is now collapsing the amount of space the VPM has to rotate around. Kaner in the A main, Rapid in that silver hallway. Oh, my. What a holy cow, what a shot. That was sick.
Sick is correct. Sick being the only person left alive as well for Vaptin. It's on a sick individual to pull off
Oh,
a
goes with the pre-fire. Gives up his positioning. I don't think Sick knew he was there, Cracked. I don't think he knew. Ooh, good read from Sick.
Development, middle, reads middle. Good development read from sick
Really
individual.
good. Now look at, I love this play from Rapid. Makes the noise, then takes space. Really throwing off Sick individual. And he's going to know he's there, but Rapid just wasting time. Knows there's only 10 seconds. Rapid's probably going to contest him. Kaner can hang out, and the round should be over for free.
I don't know if I agree, actually. I think Rapid should have held his position on the box. I mean, he's going to play a good swing onto the bomb there, but that bomb should have never made it into fuel. Rapid just needed to sit on that box and play time instead of trying to challenge mid and then rotating it across. I mean,
Well, he
it's a give
delayed
and
right
take,
there, like
right?
15. Well, I think Rapid's whole thinking was, there's 30 seconds left in the round. I don't need to fight him. He creates sound, creates space, doesn't actually take the fight. Again, appears behind the boxes, doesn't take the fight, lets him run into fuel knowing there's 12 seconds. Because I'm sure in the background, Crack, there was communication about how much time was there. I think
concerned for
Rapid played it like
chasing.
flawless.
I don't like hunting, Blue. That's all I'm going to say, especially when we have the bomb. You know, we know where the last member is. We've got information on him. He shouldn't be giving anything away for free. Just don't want to give Vaptin, you know, any breathing room. For ITB, you've got to remember, Blue, this is super crucial. They cannot drop a single round against Vaptin at all to merely even XPA's stance on today's games.
Yep.
I mean, if anything, the onus is almost on ITB to bring out an even more commanding performance. Speaking of more commanding, that's the Rapid we're looking for.
Currently 4v3. VTM doing a good job of getting initial picks. Kaner with a rare whiff, taking a lot of damage. Might be held from question. It's going to peak. Oh, he's contesting both main and alley. I really like how VPM looking to force the plant. Walker getting taken out. Great bait from Sick individual. As you said, the pressure really on them to not give up any rounds. 3v3. Kaner gets taken out by Sick individual, but Rapid trades out core.
And the pace of the rounds caught.
Goes, picks up one, and they know he's in main. They know he's trapped. They can see his barrel. Kano's going to kill him for free. Or Rapid's going to kill him for free. Rapid with 7 kills already. Leading the charge for this team. Oh my goodness. This is scary. This is what happens when you take these tank players and throw 5.5A1 in their hands, Cracked. Oh man. Rapid just steamrolling.
Let me ask you one thing though, Blue.
Hmm.
How many times did you see TFG plant the bomb?
Never.
I'm scared, Blue.
Ever.
I'm scared, Blue. How are we in there with 4 members of ITB alive with the bomb down? I understand we're retaking. I understand we're good in the clutch, but I wouldn't be wanting to give Vaptin this room to breathe. I really would not. We're tempting fate here.
I think this is the big sticking point for me is there's a lad named Sick Individual who's got 5 kills already for this lineup, which is pretty much as I don't know if a member of TFG has 5 total kills at the end of one of the games. So already popping off. Willie and Sick taken out Sick. This should be a much easier round for them now. Maddox, good read. Cleaner takes out High Fury. Blitzer takes out Maddox. Really good read from just good read on the defense, good read on the nades, and most importantly, just winning their fights. 1 tank left, Core.
Yeah,
and while we have a second Crack, I really think the big difference here is Sick individuals really taking out a lot of players.
The situation that tough right now that even the spectator cam having to pixelate out Core for what might be about to happen to him, as it's a little bit too graphic for us to put on screen. Poor Core caught in a 4v1. Oof. like I'm with you. I'm liking the confidence in the challenges. We're winning the gunfights. ITB do not look like they are collapsing under the ones. But you were right. The cook on sick individual is something to be feared. We've seen this man pull off 1v4s, 1v5s, and back-to-back rounds. I would like to see, as horrible as this sounds, I would like to see 2-9-0s from ITV today. If we are going to see an absolute explosive set of matches to finish the league off when it comes to XPA, LEDX, ITV, all at the top of that table, you know, really, really putting it down.
I really like Rapid's positioning right here. He's playing to the left of that, or to the right, I guess from his perspective, the left of that parkour box, but not fully exposing himself to hell. No, definitely hearing people. Great pickup. I love the ring around the rosy. He's playing with them. Takes out 2. Fantastic play. I think Rapid's doing an excellent job of using sound and movement to bait the players into a bad position. We saw him do it the first round, and we just did it again. I mean, he's really... I don't think he's giving anything up for free here, Cracked. I really think Rapid... Oh, my goodness, Rapid!
Yeah, he's locked in.
Check the Moss files!
He is 100% locked in.
Oh, my God, is it going to be an ace? Rapid, run him down. Get the ace. 12-0 right now in 4 rounds. Unbelievable. I mean, really, Rapid, definitely one of the star players on this star-studded lineup, and just 12 kills in 4 rounds, Cracked.
Come with a point to
Disgusting.
prove today, my friends. Come with a point to prove. It seems like Rapid has, I don't know, I wonder if he's received some bad press since the last time we've seen him play and he's come back with a fire in his belly, or maybe it's just the time that he's had to train paid off. Maybe he's put some more hours in practice.
I don't think they hear him. How do they not hear him? Both members looking the wrong way.
Blitz is in now.
No, look, they have no sound profile on him. He's just going to be able to rotate through that mid, ran through that connector box, or ran through green, through mid con, almost on site, and once again, it's the demon. Wait. Oh. Cover your eyes, chat. We just had some X-rated contact coming out of Sick Individual, dropping all of his clothes at the end of the round. That was almost Sick from Sick. A little bit too late on the rotation, but great read. I mean, we see this... I think this X factor of Sick Individual is the big difference we saw between TFG and XPA last game, correct? And this one we're watching right now, Vapna versus ITB. I think Sick Individual has that ability to contest these great players. You know, really punishing.
Not to take away from High Fury or Core as well. I mean, Maddox and Willie also exceptionally good, right? But we've seen shades of magic from High Fury. As I say that, the gold dust comes out of his hand instead of his weapon. Gets
Big
one with
kill
a
on
nade.
Rapid.
That's it.
That's
Rapid
a big
goes
kill.
down.
Rapid having more than... Rapid almost having double the kills of his entire rest of his team combined. I think Blitzer's in a great spot, though. If Blitzer should be able to take out one, then take out another, hopefully. Takes out 2. Back-to-back kills. Great positioning from Rat. Has control of Bomb. We don't have control of Alley. Ooh, Kaner being held by Willie. Good read from Willie that they were going to try and retake Alley on the defensive side. Blitzer taking out 3. Runs out of ammo, but hides behind the... Oh, the bait! But he eats it because he's a tank! Core showing how powerful that beefy kid is. Blitzer going crazy. Goes in the 1v1. Actually just fell. He might have made noise so that Core could have heard him. Correct. I feel you. I'm nervous now. This is way too close for comfort.
It almost feels like the ITB lineup's putting too much pressure on themselves to make this a stomp. Like, I don't care if we don't make it 5-0 every round, but I would like to see ITB close out this game 9-0, especially with the first game of the 2, to slam the door shut and put it to them that they are coming here to play as hard as XPA
I
works.
love this from Goes. Goes knows he's there. Oh, man, just... Oh.
It's too good. It's just too clean. And you kind of hope that the VAP team member is going to swing him at some point to try and throw off that free almost peak, because he's going to just train that scope in, and he's going to clear the corner.
And you know he's
cutting the
shooting.
angle. That's it.
Yeah, and you hear him shooting, and he's trying to bait the shots, so he's baiting the shots, he's pre-firing. I agree 100%. To wait there for your death, I mean, it's just... No, Core could have taken that round with a little bit more aggression, maybe a little bit more ring around the rosy, to just default to a position that where you're kind of just hoping that he walks in from the flank side, rather than playing for control of the site. Not the biggest fan, especially once you hear Goes, correct? Core could have rotated out and beat him ran into Silver, ran into Alley, forced him to do more than just hunt him down in a corner.
That's it. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But next round comes out and it's ITB 5-0. We are at the point where we're seeing the VPM members starting to line up this utility. As you see, Maddox gets a grenade. Rapid takes Maddox back out for his troubles. Rapid's getting another 2-piece. Seems to be common 2 around for Rapid at the moment. He's not willing to go home without the 20.
Or bleeding, shot in the head, still alive. Such a beefcake. Oh, great read from Sick. This guy's sick. This is really the X factor for me in this game right now. VPM up 3-2.
Oh, there's no way High Fury does Kana like this. Kana is going to be
No,
more
I
than
think-
aware and ready.
Yeah, I think Kaner is the sneak attack.
Oh
Oh,
my.
great. He read it correct. You were right. Kaner kind of baited a little bit and then swung.
But did you see him check inside? He checked inside, and that's almost like it came with a common Discord. Do I have room to swing this guy Ali? And then the team goes, yeah, you're fine. Swing him. And Kana does. Catches him with his
Oh
pants down.
man,
and
again,
goes!
Core dying, just holding an angle. The predictions by Goes going crazy. Oh, and Six got to reload, but there's not enough time. He gets to defuse. Oh man, great retake in the 2v3 from ITB. Core getting caught back-to-back rounds, correct? Holding an angle just because you're beefy. If you're in a predictable spot, you're going to get slammed. This ITB team has been pre-firing pretty much every angle, reading them inside and out. And back-to-back rounds, I think Vaptum should have won.
I don't think it's getting caught, though. I think it's just the case that ITB are doing a better job of picking
Yep.
off these damaging players, these scout players, and removing the support for these tank classes. I mean, we're seeing the tanks get into the right position, but we're seeing them missing the buddy system, Blue. They're all alone, you know? So we're starting to be lonely. So lonely that Maddox has decided he's taking a seat this round. He doesn't want to participate. And Walker says, here, I'll hold the gate open for you with a banana. Rapid, holding High Fury under hell. Our current kill leader of the day, Rapid, with a fat 15 swings. Doesn't quite find High Fury. Good attempt. Gets one to a mid. This is a great rotation from Rapid, and he's going to find the second for his troubles. There's some amazing little wiggle room he's found from connect to mid. And he's got
Giving
Walker on his shoulder. It's free, Blue.
And giving Rapid these 50-50s with that kit, I mean, he's just so clean with
And
any
look
gun.
at the
but-
evolution. He calls to Walker he's going to push mid, and he says to Walker, hold my
They
back
read
because
it,
I'm going to
though.
go aggressive. And Walker holds that back point so that Rapid can try and enable connector. And here, Rapid's going to have a tough fight here. Gets one.
The running death again, he
Oh,
saw
he
him.
misses. He catches the shoulder.
Oh.
And you're right, Blue. He does spot him ever so slightly, and he's going to call Walker to his aid as well. Here's Rapid.
Oh my.
Rapid's
Oh
calling
my.
for the ace. He says, no, Walker, leave him. I want this man as well. He's got three. He's got three. And there goes Rapid for the last.
Whew.
Is that an ace? I don't think it was. I think it was 4 out of 5. Was that for Rapid? My gosh.
Oh, Walker. Rapid, 19 kills in 7 rounds. Almost a 3 KD right now, or 3 kills per round, cracked. Absolutely disgusting.
And this is what we were talking about, TFG taking them on, Blue, was we were trying to see TFG stopping Rapid being the enabler, you know, stopping him getting the rest of his team around him and allowing him to just be that Rapid that we know, which is free-flowing and just nipping between lane to lane and picking up pick after pick after pick, and then into the ego challenge, which he wins every time. Some great play from Rapid all round.
I really love that Baptum's sick individual is just putting up a fight, though. I mean, it really, as these players start to develop, correct, and get to the level that sick is, you know, this Vaptum team, if they can match their teammates' skill level, oh my goodness, as I'm yapping, ITV pick up 3 members, totally uncontested. No control, bomb down, Blitzer's, oh my, Blitzer's just too damn good. Blitzer's just too damn good.
Yeah, you know, she's going to find High Fury. The second she kicks that first kill on the door frame there, Blitz is never stepping out of that angle. Sayer, another one, is in corridor, swings, puts him down, makes Cubby his resting place, and turns him into Harry Potter for the back end of that round.
8-0. Correct, you called this. ITB, probably in Discord. Don't lose a round.
I'm telling you
Don't
now,
lose a round.
you're absolutely right, Blue. After those first 3 rounds, I guarantee you Walker will have been fuming the bombs even made it into loading bay. I guarantee there will have been steam flowing around that chat So every single one of those members is getting a good old, a slap on the back to warm them up. Almost like the wrestlers used to do, they get the coach to come up and slap them across the face to rile them up before they go into the fight. I feel like Walker's there with his smelling salts underneath each gamer's nose, be like, come on, get in the game. You imagine a 6'6" Walker with big bench shoulders.
I just picture Walker smoking at his desk right now, yelling at them. Don't give them a round. I can't be ours.
Oh,
my
Hydra
God!
with the zigzag off one, off the back wall and into two. Gold, he's not throwing grenades, he's throwing bouncy balls. That was ridiculous.
That was a fantastic nade. Oh man, I think he's. Does he see him?
Wait. Do I smell a whiff of pocket? Kane has lost his senses. He sort of almost the sixth sense came to him, but he doesn't see him.
I really love. Oh man, Highfier picking up 3 this round, coming to life on the first defensive round for VPN. Oh man, such a tough ass Walker and Blitzer. I think they're baiting the B fake though. Look at how smart this ITB lineup is.
You called it to a T, Blue. You're absolutely right. They're playing the fake sound. They're trying to play with no audio. Even Blitz here, slowly reducing the audio going left and then making sure she's making audio going right, holding the right side of this middle lane to fake it out. And look, they've read the reverse read and the fake, and Blitz and Walker are going to run straight into it.
Oh, Blitzer's about to run into an army.
Oh, VPN look like they've got ITB's textbook for the first time in ever. ITB looking like they're being read for the first play, and it's down to Walker in a 1v2 to save the first round. He gets one. Walker in the 1v1. Can he do it?
Walker will probably pick up the last one on site, but he can't win this.
I thought there was only one left,
picking up the first round of the day. Let's go, Vaptum.
When I said 1v1 on the site, I thought that was the last one. I didn't even realize that Vaptum still had 2 members outside the building. What happened that round, Blue?
It's Highfier taking out 2 with the nades, winning that 50-50. We saw Kaner. He picked up that Highfier swung. I was a little surprised to see Kaner still try to take that fight, not reposition or move around. And unfortunately, Highfier just wins the 50-50. And it just, once that third kill was picked up, I think Vaptum was in total control and just never lost it at that point.
Oh, here you go, Golden. Golden is what we're calling airstrike inbound.
Oh,
a
rare whiff.
What, Jinx? Ah, Blue, get out of my head.
All right, folks, I'm sorry, but I have to leave. Me and Cracked are now 2 in sync. See you tomorrow. Oh, my goodness.
That's scary as that. That's Walker. I can't believe there's a nade that left his hand without a result.
It's the only thing that comes to mind. Walker doesn't miss those.
Is this it, Blue? Do I smell a comeback?
Oh, man.
Look at the speed, Blue. Look, remember what this is very, very telling of in all of this EuroLeague chat.
Again, Walker. I think Walker is going to kill Core for free here. Look at the chaos that's starting to happen on the Vaptum lineup, though. They're trying to take over control of mid, but they gave up A site. There are 2 members there, but I think Rapid's going to pick up Core. I'm calling it right now. You see how I love Rapid's movement. He doesn't really fully commit. He's playing for info, and then he'll take the fight. Watch. He's going to figure out where he is. Then he's going to take the fight. Oh, man, I spoke too soon. Core slams Rapid. Great prone from Walker, dodging the bullets from Maddox. Oh, but he did. Maddox knew he proned. You might be cooking. Cracked. All 5,000 IQ points of yours are slowly bursting into the air. Oh, wait. No, hold on.
Blue, I think you just need to take a back seat and we'll let the players do the magic because it seems to go in. Wait, oh my gosh, Blue, you're not wrong. I put all the stats into intellect today. It seems like I rolled a natural 20 on the guesses. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game on our hands.
Oh, no, and this is so bad for ITB.
People of the
ITB needs to shut this out, correct? They need to shut this game out. If they give up any more rounds, I'm pretty sure XPA is going to be pushed into first place.
We might have gotten on to the second game quickly, but we might be having a slightly larger interval between game 1 and game 2 as the team talks go wild in the dugouts as we swap over from Bay 5 to our second match.
Look at this read from Highfier! Where'd the nade go?
It's slow. It landed behind Hell. It was fractions of
Oh
perfection, but it
my
wasn't
god.
quite there. Rapid's going to sneak into connector. If Sick Individual doesn't get this, it's nightmare fuel.
Oh,
Oh no.
they know we're Sick is. I want to see them flash. Nice kill from Ghost. Takes out Sick. That might be all she wrote. Kaner takes out another. Kaner takes out 2 more. Willie in the 1v5. Okay, ITB said enough of this. We're taking this home.
It was
Rapids,
not clean.
not clean at all. 9-3 ITB, or 9-2. GG's.
Max power, I'm about to go bigger and better. If I ever lose, set it on faster than ever. If I ever lose, set it on bigger and better. Hitting roller coaster come bigger, bolder, faster. Ooh, I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster. Ooh, going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster.
Bigger, folder, faster, boom, I think is going to be the team talk that we expected at the half time, but not on the bench that we were thinking it was going to be on, Blue. I think Vaptim, very Vaptim-esque, I will say. It did take them a couple of rounds to turn up. It did take them
Right,
a couple of
right.
rounds to settle in, but High Furious turned up to play. Core's woken up a little bit. Sick Individual flexing as usual. We're seeing Maddox pulling out some plays as well, and even Willie there looking resilient in the end. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm very, very sad as an ITB fan. Like, my ITB bias is being torn into pieces inside of my body right now. My heart is crying single tears of pain every time we drop around. But it's to Vaptim's exceptional play, and we can't put it
Yep.
down to this. And I mean, Rapid's been popping off, but we did see Rapid go down a couple of times, and it stopped ITB in their tracks. So maybe we need to see all of ITB step up a little bit. I mean, it's all right, Rapid having 20 kills on the board, but we've all heard the tale, 38 kills and we still lost that match, or 29 kills and we still lost that match.
Yep.
We do not want to see a scenario today, if you were an ITB fan, where it was, well, we ended up losing that because was not accepted by XPA. XPA did not give a millimeter for anybody to start concocting any suggestions of what if.
Yep.
Maybe we could. How about we just? It wasn't even a decision put on the table. It wasn't even past first guard. Yeah, the person tore up the CV and said, "No, you're hot garbage. Bye bye." And put it
Yep.
out. All right. ITB needs to get on that same level in round 2 and needs to really thunder this train home. Let's not take anything away from Vaptim versus the TFG comparison. Vaptim, I would say, definitely would be more likely to put up a challenge versus ITB than we would expect those friendly guys into the XPA lineup. However, if you're an ITB team member right now, you are probably going to be licking a couple of small wounds when it comes to the fact that 2 rounds, when the other team hasn't lost any, is actually a lot bigger than it seems.
It's, I don't want to knock in any way. I mean, 9-2 is still such an exceptional performance from these teams. As you said, Crack, these teams are on the high tier players. But that being said, when the standings were so close, I think we did see a few fights where, for example, in one of the rounds where they had the potential, ITB had the potential to clutch out the round, they took some bad fights. We saw Kaner in mid where High Fear swung out, saw him, Kaner shot, and rather than rotate out, he took that fight. And I think that happened again to Kaner where, he took a little bit too aggressive a fight and maybe not performing to the level that we know he can. Because I think Kaner's fragging prowess, I mean, I think Kaner 6 is one of the best players in Europe. He really is an exceptional player. So to see him losing these kind of more basic fights, I don't know if it was nerves, I don't know if it was pressure from knowing how close the games needed to be because of how well XPA played. But I agree wholeheartedly. The whole ITB lineup needs to really back the power of Rapid because Rapid dropped 20 kills and they still gave up 2 rounds. And, hats off to Rapid, but the rest of the team really needs to, fill in the holes in that bulwark and really protect, that shield needs to be full power, not 80%, not 90%. Now, Cracked, I think I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm predicting a heavy 9-0 from ITB because now we're going to ITB's map pick a bowl, and they look absolutely disgusting on this map. But the question, the X factor flying around in my mind is how many frags is sick individual going to pick up? I mean, this guy is really an exceptional player. And you had asked a few times during the last game, what had happened to lead to these rounds? And it was sick. Sick individuals, that factor that almost won rounds when ITB was attacking. And then when they swapped sides, again, picking up big kills. And then Hythier waking up in that second half with a 3 frag and then a 2 frag back-to-back rounds that they won. Core picking up big kills on Rapid. I think both rounds, Core killed in the second round. And the first round, Hythier managed to get a nade onto Rapid. VPM getting to full gear. This might not be a 9-0. I'm calling it a 9-0 because ITB has challenged some of the best teams on this map and pushed them to the edge and really done a fantastic job of closing games out. But again, uh, this is not, I keep saying 9-0, not 9-0 because I'm like, is Vatum going to show up this game now that High Fury's awake, Core's awake? Is it going to be an ITB shuffle or is it going to be an ITB stomping? That's the question that's going through my head.
Interesting. Or are they going to be baptized? Are they going to be
True.
baptized in the flame of a loss? Are we going to see the first failure from ITB? I don't think so, but
It's
I mean,
questionable.
I'm going to cook this, all right? There's a
Hmm.
simple action, all right, that comes out from the PMC, and it's that, all right? That's the underarm grenade that is the walk of magic, the walk of wizardry that comes to bowl. The grenades on bowl, there are so many lineups. I mean, again, I'll shout out Sloth because we had one earlier today where I was kind of talking him through a grenade lineup as we were playing some ranked games. And I mean, flawlessly as it was explained to him, Sloth decided to throw the grenade from the top of the boxes where you jump off the boxes that look all the way across from Med to Tea House that you can
Hmm.
also use to levy the grenade over to the back of Tower Lane. And he threw a clean 2K from the tower lane because this team we were fighting was sending too deep tower lane. And there is many a ways that you can read teams on bowl. The
Right.
headshot boxes are both great to fight out of from a weapons perspective, but extremely predictable to
Right.
play into from a utility perspective. If you know people are going to push headshot box by generator, secondary headshot box towards tower, headshot box by V-cut. You're going to have your peaks over the top of med, your peaks by the box by med. They're all very, very static locations where there isn't too much scope to be running away from an airbursted grenade. And that's the kind of level of utility that's coming into these matches, chat. This is not a case where you're going to have the chance to hear it hit the ground. You're not even going to be fortunate enough to hear the gentle tinkle of the grenade as it rolls to your toe caps and then you fall over. It's just going to explode above your head like a firework, and then the shrapnel's going to decimate your brain. So
Yeah.
you're not going to get reaction time, and that's why these grenades are so hard to counter. Is you have to either play the tempo, which is stay out of the way of the grenades, or get past them, which is worth it in some cases, or you just have to counter grenade by saying, okay, I'm most likely going to trade with this guy, or I can get this guy throwing this nade from here by throwing this nade here. And then you've got the 3D chess match in the background of utility going on, as well as the meta with the bomb, and as well as 50-50 gunplay. You want to apply some pressure to a top team, I think you have to attack all three strategies at once with something weird. I think you
Yep.
have to throw some odd grenades. I think you have to be able to read some of the grenade positionings they're going to throw. And I think you have to play an unexpected approach on the attacking side of things as Vaptim to even start to have a chance to be able to take ITB down on Bowl. I do agree with you, and I do think Bowl is probably one of our strongest looking maps for this ITB lineup.
Yep.
And it's going to be interesting to see further down the line when we get to the clutch matches and the last matches of this Euro League, whether any of the teams are willing to take them on Bowl.
Hmm. Yeah, I I think this is home ground for ITB, and there's predictable spots, but I think ITB has really done the ITB shuffle every time we see this map. They don't get picked up by a lot of nades. They have a lot of movement. You'll find Kaner moving all around that generator slash tower lane, taking all kinds of good peaks, goes on that RSAS we saw last time, and he was popping off. Um, I, I think this is ITB's game to lose, correct? Because no matter how many ways Vapta wants to slice it, ITB just looks so damn good on this map. We saw them go 9-5 against XPA last week, and it was a bloodbath. I mean, round for round, blow for blow. And I think if they could take on a team like XPA, I think the pressure's all on Vaptum. And because ITB is actually going to be attacking, I think we're going to see the ability for Vaptum to really pick up a few rounds that otherwise they wouldn't have been able to get. I think if ITB started on defense, this might be a 9-0. But now that I'm thinking about it, with them on attacking, Vaptum might be able to pull some cheeky plays, like you were saying. Use the predictable nades, keep that defensive nade to control A, give up the site, maybe give up some space, use the nades for the retake, then bring in your gunfighting. Use the utility first, then bring in the gunfighting. Because I think if they challenge ITB at ITB's game, they're just going to get crushed. Like they need to do something cheeky, as you're saying, get some good reads, understand where ITB is going to predictably go, use utility properly, and then ultimately, I think sick individuals just going to have to go ballistic this game because we saw Core and High Fury. They got a few kills, but they didn't really turn on to the second half cracked. So I'm hoping that maybe they have that momentum from the first game. They're alive, they're awake, they're ready to frag, but I mean, I'm trying to go through the strategies in my head, and I really just think it comes down to can you shut down the ITB press onto A and ITB's fantastic utility? And it's very hard to get away from the utility because we saw Walker and I believe Kaner last game picking up grenade kill after grenade kill, headshot, generator, tower lane, split where you have between B lane and mid lane, like all these different great angles to take out players with utility. It's gonna be very difficult for Vapta, but I think they could pick up a few rounds on defense.
I will play devil's advocate again. I actually don't agree into ITB. I think particularly as a team to play against ITB, I actually favor attacking. I think every
Mm,
time you get a chance to play ITB, if you wish to take them off of their tempo, I think you want to attack versus ITB first.
mm,
For the simple fact that you take Walker off his grenades. Don't give him two. Let the
yep.
attacking side have two grenades. Give him one grenade to cook with. Reduce some of their opening round strength as much as you can for as many rounds as possible so that they don't get the tempo. I actually think ITB have it all in their hands here. I think it's all in their favor for map 2, and I think they've actually played the textbook card for this second game to perfection. I think they've had the tougher of the two matches now, and I think if we're going to expect a 9-0, this will be the map we'll see it on. The reason being, I expect Walker on the attacking side to have come with 7, 8, maybe 12 to 15 attacking plays that he's just going to select one of the cards out of the deck and go, cool, that wins us around. Cool, that wins us around. Cool, that wins us around. And then by the time he's 3 deep, he's going to go, okay, cool, we're going to swap the decks out and we're going to pull out the utility decks now. And we're going to go, cool, that wins us around 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to swap it out and we're going to go, okay, so for 2 rounds, we win 50-50s. We're just a better team. We've got them 6-0 down. They're going to be in the dumps when it comes to the mental. And we're just going to push it home by being better. And I genuinely think that's what we see from ITB here. I think we see a masterclass in utility on
Nine
Bowl, and I think we
zero.
see him. Yeah, I think. Yeah, no, actually, I think we see a 9-1. I think we see Vaptim take a round off of them, and I'll credit that to Vaptim for their resilience, and I'll discredit it to ITB's slight lack in cleanliness. Only slightly.
Mm,
It was a bit messy for a couple of rounds in Bay 5. I want to see that tidied up, but I think ITB have more than enough potential to 9-0 this without breaking a sweat if everybody's playing clean. If everybody's being
yep.
precise and we're reducing it in like we've seen. There's only minor errors, only tiny minor errors, but we know ITB is a very perfectionist lineup. We know that they don't want to be dropping these single games, and they will feel as frustrated about that as we are portraying here. That's why we're bringing that to you at home, folks, is because fact of the matter, these teams want to win. So as we are deploying into the game, Blue, I think if we are going to see some of the tougher teams in the table challenge our ITB lineup, I would like to see some of them challenged by attacking first and see if that
Mm,
pays dividends. Not something we can assess
good
right now
idea.
because I don't think that Vaptim, well, one, they don't have the chance to do it because they're defending first, but two, I don't know if Vaptim have enough in the playbook yet to bring to the table to challenge ITB enough across 7 attacking rounds, 8 attacking rounds to make it worthwhile being on the attacking side. I do think
Mm.
they are better defending at this moment in time.
Yeah, it's a big question mark because I think one of the best traits we've seen from this ITB lineup is their ability to adapt to the other team. I mean, they're very quick with the reads. We saw the one round on Bay 5 where they were waiting in mid and they totally manipulated the entire lineup of VPM, caused 2 or 3 rotations. And I highlight that because I think ITB just adapts so darn well. And I agree. I think Vapton would have a very, very heavy-handed game, or a very big hill to climb, rather, if they went attacking first. But I don't think letting the ITB attack first is any benefit either. You're talking about Walker with the lineups.
This is what we were talking about, and all he's waiting for is the call. Nade out.
Goodbye. Oh my god. Casually. Look at how casually Rapid walks up, knowing the nade kill is going to secure. Maddox picks up Kaner, though. Rapid picks up one. Blitzer picks up Willie. I think Go's about to take the bomb on site. Oh no, Walker has the bomb, actually, not Go's. Go's taking some forward ground.
Are you ready for the development, Blue? Are you ready for the late grenade that flies all the way deep?
I'm ready. Rapid with the nasty pixel peek while laying down. Oof.
They might not even need it.
And
No, they
Go's
don't.
just hear him.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to say it, but I was like, I smell a whiff of a flank from Goes in tower lane, and there he was, right on cue. Hello. Goodbye.
And you were talking about how Walker's nades are the oppressive ingredient right now, and you had also mentioned positioning and something, cheeky plays. We saw right away playing behind that generator with default position. You're going to get immediately punished. Rapid was so confident, he didn't even clear generator. He called for the grenade and was looking towards site, knowing that Walker was going to kill them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't play these default positions against this team. They're just going to crush you.
Sorry to interrupt you, Blue, but if you want counterplay, if we keep an eye on Sick Individual and where he's looking right now, that's a counter utility nade right there if I ever saw one. He's going to be going opposite Heli and he's going to look to try and counter an aggressive push, but it seems
Playing
Sick
on
Individual
B.
no longer holding his grenade, has already thrown that and got no result. Now, have ITB read this, Blue? Look at the defensive positioning and how quickly they've pushed in now that grenade's gone from Sick Individual.
Yep. I don't know how they do it, but their information that these teammates are passing to each other, it seems like they know where everyone is at all times. Just really so clean. Core taken out from Kaner. No members dropping on ITB so far. Kaner taking out another. Rapid pick up another, and we see the whole lineup is awake, and I think they're ready to 9-0. Looks like they're locked in right now.
It's going to be tough.
And again, then it's going to be tough. Even Sick Individual, I think within the first 3 rounds on Bay 5, he had 7 kills. Currently only 1 kill, 2 total kills on the whole lineup of VPM. We knew this was heavily ITB favored on this map, but man, only 2 kills is really, really tough.
Ooh, nade not finding its home this time, actually. That looked like a really good grenade, Blue. I'm kind of surprised that didn't find a result. VPM managing to walk around the radius of that one as Rapid challenges generator. High Fury is going to take Maddox out. An unintentional kill there from High Fury, but he gets Kaner in response. Rapid finds High Fury from the information of Kaner's death. Bomb's on point. Bomb is being planted. 2 seconds. 1 second, and ITB have the bomb down. It's on a 3-man retake from Baptim here into the 4 members remaining of ITB. Ghost finds a ridiculous crossover to B from the med peak.
Generator player might be able to kill 2 people right now. No one's holding generator. Oh, they finally turned. Rapid knows he's there. Oh. Picks up 1 Rapid. Oh my. Rapid just looking so damn clean right now. 7 kills again within 3 rounds. I think it's the same pacing he had last game. Just going absolutely ballistic right now. This Enforcer meta, beating them 5-5-A-1, it's really, really scary what a player like Rapid or Ace or Cacao was doing with this tank kid. I mean, it's really, really scary stuff. Because pretty much every time we see these players, we see the concuss mark on the right side of that player's icons. I mean, they're getting shot in the head a lot, cracked, a lot, and yet just eating it and walking away. It's so tough to deal with.
Tough to deal with. And I'm sorry, Blue, but tough to deal with is kind of the name of the game right now. It's tough to deal with. Sick Individuals like, well, which problem do I try and solve with this grenade? Is They're playing slow, they're playing fast. I mean, Sick Individual right now is second-guessing himself. If he just throws the grenade, he's trying to line up. He's actually good for 3, but the time he's taken to wait for it is too long. And now it's
I
not
love the
find
pressure
anyone
from
here.
Blitzer. Kaner picks up Maddox. Willie actually protecting
Oh, here we
6 so
go.
he can get that nade off.
That's great.
Oh,
It's
my.
on top of Core. Goodbye, Core. Oh, Walker with the alley-oop. Oh, the return nade on the plant. Does she get away in time? No.
Oh, he got it. He gets it. 1v3 for Sick. Oh, 1v3 for Willie. I guess Sick got killed after throwing the nade. Immediately traded out.
That's it. Sick found Walker on the point with a great underarm grenade after Walker found a great one himself and then goes down. We've got Willie, like you said, in the 1v3. Kaner the first challenge, and this is the toughest challenge of the 3, really. Kaner the first
Ooh.
boss down. Willie onto second base. Sprays top. Looking for Rapid. Now this is going to be another tough challenge.
I don't think he's going to get through the wall of Rapid goes. He might pick up one, but I don't think I don't think he can win this round because they're both just baiting all this time. We're watching 15 seconds. He's been there. Rapid takes him out with a nice peek.
I mean, it's the inverse problem, isn't it? You've got Goes and Rapid defending it, and he's going to need to go Rapid to get in there to get that bomb down, and there's nothing to find when you're going Rapid into Rapid and Goes.
And you got to fight 3 final bosses: Kaner, Rapid, and Goes. You took out, like you said, you took out one of the guards, but the final boss and the other guard were still there. I mean,
Yeah, the disrespect on that statement in itself is unreal. The fact that Kaner, in that scenario, is reduced to just a guard when he himself might as well be a final boss of his own game. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like you say, you might as well be hopping platform to platform to platform. It's Escape from Arena 1, 2, and 3. Kaner, Goes, and Rapid being your 3 final bosses.
and it's scary to think about that. Rapid is performing so darn well that the other
big. Oh.
4 players already on the attacking side. 2 rotating to the tower lane. One's gonna be holding from mid lane. Gonna have 1 headshot, 1 on the side of split. Trying to get that double peek. I don't know why Core's running like that though. Not really holding anything. Really questionable play. I mean, there's really no reason for him to be running out like that. Rapid takes out another one. Kaner, look, we see that concussed icon again.
Pressure situations, Blue, though, Baptim are under a lot of pressure here to take as many rounds as they can as well. And Baptim
Willie trades 1, Rapid takes out another.
gonna make mistakes, same as any other player, unfortunately, in the game. None of us are perfect, and I mean, it's on display right here that we are going to see some unforced error cause
Look at how tanky he is! He tanks the 5-6-8-1 and turns around and doesn't even move and just kills him. Oh, man, these enforcers are just so... Oh,
oppressive.
so
You
brutal.
used the right word earlier on, oppressive.
It's oppressive.
Right. I mean, we talk about the numbers advantage suffocating a point, Blue. How about I'm just thick with like 900 Cs, and every bullet you fire only knocks 1 C off the end of it to reduce how thick you actually are. For gone are the days of 226 to body, 226 to armor. Now it's like 8 to body and 500 to armor, and you are feeling real sorry for yourself. Big one. They've done a really good job of that, Tim, actually, of not getting themselves caught to utility. I will give them that much. There's been a couple of good grenades on both sides, but nobody's given up a mega... Oh, I say that and goes to the flash site.
Oh, I thought he was going to nade him.
They
I
didn't
was already
pressure
saying
it,
my
that was a
goodbyes.
flash.
Oh my god, he just tanks it all again with the headshot icon again! Goes, takes out another blitzer, takes out 1. 1v5 for Willie, in no position to take on this. Getting shot from Catwalk. Blitzer, oh my.
And you know Blitz has that all day long. Blitz is busy sitting in the grass, on the sunbed, having a pina colada in the daisies, being like, boys, I'm over here protecting B. B is safe, I promise you. There's nothing going down on B, as the boys are all scrapping for A.
Sherpa on point. No heady, no deady. Or if you have a Vulcan, then there is no deady. Exactly. I mean, how many times are we going to see these players with a concussed icon? And for players who don't know what I'm referring to, if you look at the character on the bottom right of the screen, you'll see a round kind of dazed looking icon that indicates that the player's been shot in the head.
V. He's smelling it. This
Goes, takes that Willie. Good aggressive push, but gets slammed. Rapid takes out High Fear. I like this for VPM. They're trying to do something a little more aggressive, taking space, but they're just getting slammed. I can't even say the names quick enough. Sick in the 1v5.
Wait, Sikaz goes right next to him, and he's no
he's
idea.
so dead. Oh no, he's not dead.
Wow, Kana with a rare back step.
Oh.
Honestly, favor him there in that position. I genuinely thought he was going to find both on the point with the M855A1 and having the AUG in his hands there, Blue. That looked almost disastrous for a second, but it's just too much
Rapid
to
was
have to
right.
do, isn't it?
Yeah, and Rapid was right next to him. We saw Rapid was just standing on the sandbags like a light tower, just looking out for his next prey. 15-0 right now, Cracked. 15 kills, no deaths. He's been shot in the head so many times. His head should be Swiss cheese, and instead he just walks every headshot off.
Yeah, I think that donut is resplendent of the circumference of the ringing that he has been experiencing. The donut being on his death screen, chat. And for those of you at home, what is Walker right now down tower lane? Sorry, excuse me from complimenting Rapid while Walker steals the spotlight. Here's Rapid for removing that spotlight back to himself. For the second, Kana covers him.
The two tanks playing together too.
Oh man, you do not want to be in this back section here. Sick individual. Wow,
nice trade. That was a really good example of how you mentioned that Core had sat and waited for a player where actually right there, Sick knew that he was being pushed, holding an... I can't even get an out in time. 8-0 ITB.
And I did think it was going to be Blue.
What do you
tell
think?
You this, if we're going to see the 190 today, Blue, it was going to be here on Bowl. And I have to say to you, it's literally playing out exactly as I thought. This is, even though we're not seeing Walker decimating heads by throwing grenades at them, it's the amount of information he gleans from it. I mean, he didn't even throw a grenade that round, and they're still pushing into pockets of free space that should normally be held by an angle, because the Vatim lineup are just so scared of touching any of these aggressive peaks because of the artillery. Airstrike inbound, apparently, is the most terrifying phrase on the Vatim's lineup right now. One round,
ITB.
Blue.
They did it. They're cooking. They're actually testing out a new meta. I love this. So what we're going to be seeing here is there's going to be two players using MDRs with one player that has an SR25 or an RSS feeding the magazines. This is actually one of the cooks I didn't want to mention earlier, but we see it in practice right here. Kaner takes out Maddox with actually SP6 with the Valve, swapping over from Enforcer to that Scout kit. Sick individual with the rare TK. Blitzer takes out Wiltley.
But I guess you can't be a sick individual without a TK every once in a while. As Walker removes Core from that equation, and there we go. ITB 0 to 9,000 immediately. GG.
Max power, I'm about to go bigger and better. If I ever lose, I don't know, faster than ever. If I ever lose, I don't know, bigger and better. Hitting roller coaster come bigger, bolder, faster. Ooh, I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster. Going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster.
I just need to get some Savalon cream for the burns that have been handed out to Vatim there from the ITB decimation that was Bowl.
GG's. I mean, we kind of predicted this, correct? I was teetering on whether or not I wanted the 9-0 or saw it, but man, flawless play from ITB. And this is kind of what we expected. And you highlighted a little bit of uncleanliness, let's say, in their play last map, and we didn't see any of that this map. I mean, this was squeaky clean. Mr. Clean would have been so proud because everything was just spotless, shiny, bright, beautiful for ITB. On the other side, really, really, Vaptim looked a very, I would say, not comfortable on defense. We saw so many rotations early on, and what looked like they were adapting fairly quickly, I think it was a little bit of confusion because there was just so much running around and giving up of A site that they went A every round, and yet it seemed like Vaptim didn't pick up on this quickly and was just kind of running around and trying 3 people running towards tower lane, 2 people pushing up towards mid lane. We saw multiple deaths of people running for no reason. And ITB just took over control of the entire map. Blitzer was pushed up apartments every round and controlled that 90 tower lane, the entire B side for that attacking side. And then on the A side, it was just ITB's game. They just pick one over here, pick one over here. Kana runs in slams, Rapid runs in slams. I don't think Rapid died that game. I mean, 17-0. Just what a fantastic performance from ITB. You know, fantastic, fantastic performance.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, we'll talk about the usual bits and bobs that we do. Player of the day, I think, goes out to Rapid. 100% across both
My
games
God.
was easily the standout player. And I'm not going to give it to him for his aggression, actually. Today, I would like to ode to the secondary column. For those of you out there in chat that are KDA fiends, all right, this is not just a game of I went 12 and whatever. All right. That whatever is really important, actually. And sometimes not giving up your life for free is more important than fragging out. The fact that
100%.
he has died 0 times in a match against this caliber of player is to be said a lot for. All right. The fact that he's died, I think it was a grand total of 3 times across 2 whole games is unreal. Like that is disgusting. And that is the kind of discipline that we are needing to see and we expect to see from our top table teams. Again, it could be the difference between having enough pressure on a point to push a retake and being left in those scenarios where, like you said, Blue, we were discussing from those friendly guys, is in a 1v3. You know, you've got to have the agency to, but nothing. We shouldn't be in that position. We shouldn't be getting to that point. And ITB, I think in the break, had that conversation together and said, "Look, Bay Five was a bit sloppy. We better not lose a round on bowl. Like this is our home court. We definitely need to be slamming the advantage home and saying." We have this. Like you don't get a chance. You don't even get the 1 round's breathing room. And like I said, Blue, I really did have some hope in attacking side into ITB for bowl. I mean, after seeing that defense and then the 1 round in attacking, we didn't really get too much on display when it comes to what they have in store for attacking. So I think ITB have also played a very wise game when it
Right.
comes to how much they've let on today. Like you say, we did see a little bit of a shift in kits for the attacking side. We did see them maybe try and jump into something new and test it out, but we didn't
Didn't
get
have
to
time
see
to
too much.
test.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if the players are that much of demons, I'm still a strong believer that it doesn't matter what weapon you have in your hands, give or take ammo versus armor as a variable. If you click heads, you click heads. That's it. You know, if you are
Unless
that
you're
good,
Rapid. And Rapid getting shot in the head every freaking round cracked.
that's
His
the
head
armor
was
versus ammo, isn't it?
ringing.
Yeah, that's the ammo versus armor. And I mean, look, I'm sure Rapid would say it himself if we got the chance to speak to Rapid. He'd be sat here and he'd say, "Look, there's some days I'm going to win those. Some days my head's going to ring and I'm going to fall over. You know, so there's going to be days where you'll get onto the game and the bullet's going to penetrate that helmet every single time, first time.
Yep.
That's how that works. And there are some days where you are untouchable, where that lid has been fortified with the mythical tier 9 armor that doesn't exist and is unbelievably impenetrable. Yeah, its ricochet chances over 9,000. It gets to the point where you just feel like this man is just untouchable. The one thing I have seen extremely efficient into these tanks myself that we didn't cook today that I will now spoil now that the matches have gone is a vector with ammunition that rinses the legs. You would be
Mm,
surprised how quickly RPM makes a difference when it's
4 or 5.
kneecaps.
Well, it's
This is
4 or 5 shots, I think you die.
and
At
some of the best
1100
things.
RPM.
That's it. And some of the best bits about that gun is not the entertainment it brings or the competitivity to the game. It's the model ragdoll. It is so amazing to watch a person fall over after they've had their knees decimated because the model does all kinds of things like this. And you get the break dances, you get the flops, you get the U bends, you get the full, I'm going to kneel down here and not really move for a while. You get that, I'm going to lean on my gun. You see some great little death poses. So I'm really keen to see somebody cook leg ammo and see if they can make it work. Because I do find that, like, Skybridge, for example. Let's get in shop. Let's get in the box. Let's get ourselves in the close quarters and let's be a bit kooky about how we do it. Let's take a KS-23 in with flashbang rounds and let's flashbang 2 people and then let's take that vector in and rinse the kneecaps. You know, make it an unfair fight. something different. I'm not expecting to see that in pro play, but there's options out
There's a
there.
lot.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
options out there right now. I actually think that's a big ode, and well, thank you to Battle State Games for partnering with us with the league, but it's an ode to the development in the background. I think the state that the classes are in right now are in a very good place. I think adaptability and flexibility that you have within the choice of playing to your play style and how you want to play, and if you want to play as a team, there's so much more flexibility and compatibility between the custom kits. I think it's been really
Yeah.
well designed. So we're definitely seeing
Been
that come to
great.
fruition.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun watching it, Cracked. And I'm gonna call it now. I think we've moved into the tank meta, right? But I'm gonna call it now. The team that develops the best anti-tank meta is gonna be the most dominant team next week. I think if I were cooking, Cracked, I would keep maybe one tank, but man, there's some really good anti-tank metas that if you can get a gun that can shut down a player like Ace or Goes or who do we see in the tanks? Ace and Cacao or Rapid on these super tanks. I think the new meta that needs to develop really is the anti-tank meta. And whether that's like you said, 1100 RPM into the knees, or maybe some M61 delivery systems that we saw ITB pull out that they didn't really get to test. I think the lesson of the day, at least for me, correct, is don't play into your opponent's strengths. Develop your own strengths and play into them. Because both times we saw the tank meta met on each side, and it really didn't work out for the teams that we didn't expect to win the games. I mean, a player at that level, you're taking an aim duel with one of the best players in the game who's already unkillable. To me, I don't want to play that game anymore. I want to play. I'm going to shoot you, like you said, with the SP6, a few shots, take you down. M61, some kind of stronger round that's going to disorient and disable this tank meta. Because I think if we get enough allocation correct, we have 4 players most games picking one gun. If you shut down all those points on those enforcers by killing them with better ammo, all of those points allocated are wasted. You lose ammo on the scout or assault. You lose all the money spent on it on the enforcer. You totally decimate that whole meta. So for me, the big takeaway is I want to see the teams really cook up some stuff in the lab to take these tanks out. I don't want to see more tank matching tanks for when the cards and the deck is stacked against you. I want to see ingenuity and attacking the enforcers. I don't want to see enforcers versus enforcers anymore. I don't think it's the wave. I'm not a big fan of it. I want to see teams, correct, as you keep saying, these teams have their individual strengths. Play into your strengths. Don't mirror your opponent. Play into your own strengths and try to win through that. If you're an aggressive team, use your aggression. If you're a cheeky team, be cheeky, but don't just match and copy. Copying's the first stage. Now we need to see development and evolution in the meta, I think.
That's it. And if we want to see any Gigabrain performances come out from any of these teams, now's going to be the time to do it because we are starting to close out the first ever official Hunt Premier Euro League here, summer 2024 on Twitch, live on the Hunt Premier channel, sponsored by Gigabyte Aorus and Battlestate Games, partnered up with ourselves here to bring you this amazing action. Long story short, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make a Gigabrain play, and we want to see ourselves looking like we are performing at the giga best of our giga performance, then you want to be checking out Gigabyte. Exclamation mark Gigabyte in the chat to get yourself that exclusive discount on the brand new monitor that they have released, which, while we're talking about monitor magic, Blue, there is a whole load of action to come up toward the weekend and over the next few days. So we are
That's
going to
right.
be back with some more arena matches, as well as a Hunt Premier show match for the EU region. Now, this is going to be going on at the weekend, guys, and there is a load of wonderful energy coming with that weekend magic. So we're going to see 4 teams fighting it out for a £5,000 prize pool, as well
Ooh.
as us giving away one of those amazing Gigabyte Aorus FO27Q3 27-inch OLED 360Hz monitors
Mm.
alongside that show match. We're going to be seeing teams with names of the likes of Skewy, King Shave TTV, we've got Vasily, we've got Mayer, we've got Nupple Paste, there's Ali
Ooh.
5, Talkie, Abbas Live, Rye 784, Toby Two Face, TFG, No Generals, Walker, John B. Beta, Cacao, Applebringer, Dead Fox, C, the Rick Star, the Rock Star, I can't even pronounce it because there's more numbers than letters in his name, and Sweeson. There's so many people, chat, that I couldn't
Mm.
even quite fit it all into one breath, so we had to waffle in the middle to make room for the rest. There's going to be a whole powerful packed lineup coming in for the EU show match, and we cannot wait for you to join us alongside our great partners, Gigabyte Aorus, to enjoy that entertainment. And speaking of entertainment, allow them to entertain us, because we have been thoroughly entertained. Enjoy this. Unbelievable, amazing, outstanding, spectacular, particularly awesome. There isn't any word within the dictionary that does not positively describe the performance that's being put on display by Gigabyte Aorus, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you don't know who they are, then go check them out. Not just that, but do not forget to check in with your socials, on !socials, regarding Hunt Premier's Twitch channel. Drop a follow, follows are free. And then that way you can stay up to date and keep in touch with the action, because we are going to be bringing it tenfold this weekend with that amazing monitor giveaway, the NA show match, and the HPL EuroLeague Summer 2024 matches as well. It's going to be a packed weekend. We're going to see grenades, we're going to see new metas, we're going to see about everything and anything you could possibly wish for, all under one roof.
KS23s.
That's it, maybe. Maybe we might even get some of Mum's Flechetti. You never know. We'll be wishing for it in the chat. But for us here today, ladies and gentlemen, as all great fairy tales do, we have come to the end. From myself, Cracked, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us today. For the guys in the background, we thank you. Production team, you do a great job. We love all the hard work and effort, so thanks a lot for your support. Chat, thank you for joining us. You have been amazing, as you always have. And to all the competitors today, a GG's and a big love from me. Y'all did great, and we hope to look forward to seeing you on the next one. Blue, any final words before we go for the night?
Thank you all for being here, and thank you for the awesome games. 07, friends.